Okay, testing audio. Hello. Testing audio. Come on. Come on. Testing audio. Testing audio. Okay, I think it sounds good. I think it sounds fine. Okay, more demon souls. Hello, everyone. More freaking demon souls. Up in this establishment. More of the freaking good demon souls that we got going on here. Demon souls, that's right. That's correct. With 2 S's and everything. As you have typed it out. Demon souls. Precisely. That's really what it is. Oh shoot, what's going on? It's been several days, so I can't remember where we are. Oh god. This phalanx is slaughtering me. Yes, more demon souls. What are we doing? Not too bad. It's a pretty nice day. What are we doing? Where the heck am I in the game? What's going on? Oh, we need to kill a Lant. I remember what happened. I died to a Red-Eye Knight. I died to a Red-Eye Knight before Penetrator. I died to a sneaky Red-Eye Knight before Penetrator, as usual. As is the custom. As was the custom at the time. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I have a bit of a tummy ache, but you know, nothing too weird. I think it's because I ate spicy food. What? Like really recently. But there you go. Like right before this I had spicy food. So I think my tummy is still hurty a little bit from that. But you know, that's a pretty standard issue. You know? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Maybe I ate too fast or something, you know. Type scenario. Oh. I know, that's the thing, is I need to tone it down a bit. It turns out. I eat like I'm a 20-year-old, but I'm a 30-year-old. You know? Like that's the problem. Is I think to myself that I'm like, you know, it's like that's the real mistake there. Is at the end of the day you can't eat like you're a 20-year-old anymore. Or at least I can't. I can't, you know, I'm eating this spicy food and it's annihilating my tum-tum. I'm sitting there burping or whatever, you know, it's unacceptable. And that's the thing. You know, that's the thing, is you gotta remember that as you age, your digestive system ages, sort of like how Arnold Schwarzenegger can't lift as much weight anymore. That's sort of what's going on. He's all like, ah, my muscles. My muscles. I have to kill Sarah Connor. And then he can't lift as much weight anymore. You know, because the thing is that you kill Sarah Connor for 20 years. And then, but the whole time your telomeres or whatever are shortening. You know? There's only so many times you can kill Sarah Connor. And still kill Sarah Connor like you're a 20-year-old. You know? That's the problem. It's the same principle with me here in spicy food. Oh shoot. Frickin' crossbowman. See, it'd be nice, honestly, maybe I could like... I feel like a character that could snipe him would do better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just like delusional. Boom. You know who can't handle the spice? It's gonna be this boss. This boss also can't handle the spice. Can't handle what I do with the spice. Oh, excuse me, gentlemen. You know what? We're just gonna kite these guys all the way back. Ow. I'm not gonna play games with these gentlemen anymore. I've been burned too many times by these guys. And their vicious ways. There we go. There you go. Ooh. Okay, what we'll do is we'll pull them all the way back so that they turn around. And then we'll blast them. Then we'll annihilate them. Yeah, I've been eating a lot more peanuts too. Because it's been tough ever since I found out I was gluten intolerant. That's been the really rough thing for me. Because, you know, obviously I like gluten and stuff. Like, who doesn't, you know? Oh, fudge. Oh my gosh. And so I've had to eat, like, so originally I was eating gluten-free bread, but honestly that's just as bad as glutenated bread. I wouldn't say as bad, but it's something wrong with that, too. That also hurts my tummy. And so I've been eating, and so for the last couple of years I've been trying to find stuff to eat. But, it's rough because there's, like, actually kind of nothing I can eat, basically. Uh-oh. But, peanuts seem to do okay. They don't hurt my tummy too bad. That's the thing. Peanuts do pretty good. Rice does pretty good, too. Like, plain white rice. I can eat that a lot. That has other problems, though, because you end up having a sugar crash when you eat it. If you eat too much of it at once, you end up having a sugar crash. You'll, like, get sick all the... You'll, like, an hour or two later, you'll suddenly not feel very well. But at least my tummy isn't like, constantly in pain. Usually. Oh, it's funny, I bought this big bag of rice from the Vietnamese store. And, the dang thing... The stupid thing somehow made my tummy hurt too. I don't know what's up with that. What was up with that rice? It was a really huge shame because it was very cheap. It was like $1 a pound. It was like a $50. It was like a 50-pound bag for $50. Really good deal on rice. Usually rice is at least twice that expensive. So really great deal on that rice. But unfortunately, it made my tummy hurt. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it was like pesticides or something. So you never know. Penetrator, more like easy guy. More like easy dude to fight who's easy as heck. And a total joke. Okay, where is it? There it is. Boom. Penetrator, more like really easy guy. More like extremely easy enemy that has no chance against my swag. Uh-oh, we have to kill Blue Dragon. Oh no, we have to kill Blue Dragon. Oh god. Oh god, we have to kill Blue Dragon. And I'm not recording this either. Which is like really dumb. I gotta do that. So I can put it in the video. So I need the footage. Okay, more faith. Oh boy, we gotta kill Blue Dragon. We gotta kill stupid Blue Dragon. We gotta kill dumb, stupid Blue Dragon. Oh boy. Oh boy. So to unequip Flame Toss, put on Soul Ray.
Be careful, Norman. I had to make.
We gotta kill the stupid goons first, I guess. Or actually, let's buy spices first before anything else. Yeah, Blue Dragon. The freaking Blue Dragon, man. Unbelievable. Blue Dragon. Ugh. Ugh. Gives me the willies just thinking about, you know? What were they thinking with the Blue Dragon? You know? There's Magic Sword Makoto for some reason, too. What were they thinking with the frickin' Blue Dragon? Blue Dragon, it's frickin' Blue Dragon. It's that time of the run where we kill the stupid Blue Dragon. Everyone's favorite part of the run. I know, I gotta. I'll try. Problem is, he never goes down easy. That's the issue. It's like the hardest boss in the whole run, really, when you really think about it. It's legitimately the hardest boss in the entire run. Like, what a shame. What a freaking shame. Well, we'll take care of it. You know, this is the price of doing business, you know? You gotta suck it up, you know? Gotta be a big man and kill the blue dragon. That's what Mama always told you, me or whatever, you know? It's like, at the end of the day, you gotta be a big man and kill the blue dragon. You know? And that's the kind of wisdom you can hang your hat on, you know? That's the thing. Mom always said, yeah, kill the blue dragon in Demon Souls. That's what you gotta do. A blue dragon killed is a blue dragon earned, or whatever Mama says. I don't even know. Fragrant ring. It's like that's folksy country wisdom for you. You know? You're sitting there and you're like, you got to remember the classic what your church pastor always used to say in your country church that you grew up going to. He's always kill the blue dragon, is what he'd say. It is your obligation to kill the blue dragon. Jeff Foxworthy, you might be a redneck if you're killing the blue dragon. That's the classic. That's the thing. It's like Huckleberry Finn, dueling banjos, killing the blue dragon. It's all there. It's all part of the hick lifestyle. Okay, come here. Come here, you. So I probably shouldn't have spent those souls. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Forrest Gump. It's right. Well, what's a Forrest Gumpism? Mama said life's like a box of chocolates. You always gotta kill the blue dragon. That's the famous line from the movie, if I remember correctly. Stupid is it doesn't kill blue dragon. That's the old saying. Ow. Life is like a box of blue dragons. That's exactly correct, actually. That's the sort of truism that we need today in this modern life. That honestly people have forgotten. People have forgotten the true meaning of blue dragon. Ow, fudge. Oh, come on! Oh, the arrow! The arrow from across the frickin' way, man. Ah! Do I even get the souls for that? Yeah, I just don't get the souls for that. It's so stupid. It's just so miserable how that arrow kills me. Whatever. I mean, I think he doesn't come back, so it's fine. Oh, that's so miserable. I hate those red phantoms so much. God. When will they do something about that? When are they gonna patch that out? Is my question. Yeah, just absolutely blasting my entire health bar straight into oblivion. Just like completely obliterating me. No chance for counterplay or anything. Just like a complete blasting me right out of the stratosphere. 100%. There's no way around it. Very realistic, yeah. Well, I mean, we're in New Game Plus 3 here, so this game follows the Dark Souls 2 rules of New Game Plus. So, what a surprise. Whatever, we'll make up some of the souls I lost just now by killing this enemy. There you go. See, there. I mean, we got some recuperation. But I probably could have leveled up, I think, if I'd killed all of those enemies, which is why it's a little annoying. But hey, You know what? You dress for the job you have, not the one. Exactly. You dress for the one. You dress for the job you have, not for the one you want, or whatever. That's how the saying goes. You soul thirst the enemy that you have, and not the one that you want to soul thirst, or something like that. That's sort of that's the classic saying. You scoop up the full moon grass from the red eye knight that you have, not the one that you want to have. Yeah, moral. There's a lot of morals to the story here. There's a huge number of morals to the story here. Don't be greedy's one of them. Tortoise in the hair. Measure twice, cut once. Eat your vegetables. It's all there. All of the lessons are there for sure. Definitely. We can make all kinds of extrapolations from the death I did there. Don't expect world objects to stop arrows from hitting you, because they won't. Don't go to New Game +3 in Dark Souls. It will only bring you pain. I think that's probably the main moral of the story. In the story. That's probably like the main moral here. Is don't go to Dark Souls new game. Don't go to Demon Souls new game +4 or whatever. Or suffering will be yours. You will experience suffering as a result of your choices. To go to new game plus the 3 or whatever. Oh, look at that! That's good damage. There you go. There's a whole lot of morals to the story. Kill the blue dragon. That's another moral, I guess, of the story. Kill blue dragon. See, I've been playing Civ 5 in my own time, and let me tell you, does that game stink? Let me tell you, does that game stink real bad? So, like, at minimum, a Civ 5 game. So it's like the worst of all worlds. You know how, like, when you play a roguelike, how, like, a roguelike game only takes like 30 minutes to do? Like, you're playing like the Binding of Isaac or something, and your typical roguelike run is like 10 to 30 minutes, right? Like a Binding of Isaac game is like 30 minutes, right? If you do it right, and you're like actually like trying to push towards the end of the game, it takes you like 30 minutes. Way less if you're like really fast or good, or you're really lucky or something, but generally, a Binding of Isaac run is only going to take you about 30 minutes, right? Sometimes a lot more if you want, sometimes a lot less if you can. Okay, right? A Civ 5 game at minimum takes like 5 hours. Like bare minimum, you are you're locking in for a 5-hour experience. Okay, and the choices you make at the beginning have an impact on the choices you make at the end, or have an impact at the end, but it's really hard to see that. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a really, really, really hard thing to like identify. What the heck is going on, right? And the thing about it is, that's at minimum. There's like several other game modes that are, yeah, just 5 hours of non-stop fun. Exactly. 5 hours of tearing your hair out and being behind the AI in every conceivable metric, because the game was designed very badly. I'm being a little over critical there of the game, but boy, does it stink out loud to play Civilization 5. I don't know if there's any other Civ heads in the chat, but boy, do I hate Civilization 5. Like, I am addicted to it, and yet also I hate it very badly, because it is extremely hard to win. It is like extremely hair-tearingly hard to win a game of Civilization 5. Like appallingly difficult. Like, it's to the point where I don't think that it's, like, I must be either missing some like really crucial idea, or it's like not possible to consistently do, or something. Because boy, is it awful. Like, I literally had a game where I lost by like 5 turns. Probably what I should do is I should go back to a save and just like try it again. But I don't want to lose again. I don't want to like lose again. But I never eclipsed the AI at any point. And also, the other crazy thing about the game is that the computer players are huge dicks. They're massive dicks. Every single one of them is a massive dick. If they detect that you are ahead, they will try to undermine you. And they will do things that are basically random to undermine you. There's no good faith. They literally do not operate in good faith under any circumstances. Anything they do, they will do to be a giant dick about. It's like one of those things where it's like they'll literally come to you, right? And they'll be like, "Hey, give me one of your luxury resources, and I'll give you 5 gold for it." Okay, so an AI will come up to you and be like, "Hey, give me 4 gold for your luxury resource," right? And the maximum they'll give you for a luxury resource is 7 gold. So you can work them up to 7 gold. But if you go to them and you're like, "Hey, let me buy an extra copy of your luxury resources," they'll sit there and they will never trade you that for like 7 gold in their lives. They'll be like, "No, that's too little." It's like, what are you talking about? That's what you're willing to offer a player. Every time you talk to a player, you're like sitting there saying it's 7 gold. And then, but when it comes time to buy one off of an AI, it's never 7 gold. It's always like 10. It's like, why? And then, they're just dicks. They're just huge dicks. The AI is just always huge dicks in that game. And then on top of that, the AI cheats are just completely insane. They're the most intolerably crappy AI cheats. Whatever, right? Like, I guess it's historically accurate or something. And then there's another issue where, like, there's a very small number of AI that are just, like, really annoying and overpowered for some reason. They just, like, always pop off in every game, it seems like. Like, they're just hard-coded. So, like, every AI has really busted, broken cheats that make them, like, totally unfair to play against and really miserable and awful. But, the AI, some of the AIs are even stronger. Yeah, this is PC. It's on emulator. It's our PCS3 emulator. Really good emulator. I've definitely enjoyed it a lot playing Demon Souls on this emulator. It's been a huge amount of fun. Definitely worth playing. And honestly, the emulator runs better than you think. Like, my PC is not that cracked. Like, I have a pretty okay rig, but it's nothing like super insane. So, like, unless you're playing on, like, a laptop, if you have an any way at all a decent PC rig, you can probably play Demon Souls seamlessly. Unless you're sitting there playing on the Lenovo ThinkPad, you're probably good to go, actually, and should consider giving it a shot because it's really good. It's actually a really, really good Souls game. It reminds me a lot of Dark Souls 2, actually, which is, like, kind of a bad thing, but also pretty funny. It's sort of like the bosses are like Dark Souls. The bosses remind me of Dark Souls 1, but the actual game itself reminds me of Dark Souls 2. Like, the actual levels, like your average, like, normal enemies reminds me of Dark Souls 2. And the bosses reminds me of the bosses remind me of Dark Souls 1. It's pretty good. It's pretty good because Dark Souls 1 has pretty good bosses. I think that's kind of the main draw for Dark Souls 1 is that the bosses are kind of cool. Oh yeah, I heard there was a Dark Souls 2 mod going on. There's some, like, Dark Souls 2 event or people are playing Dark Souls 2 again. DS3. This part reminds me a little bit of DS3. DS3, this one actually doesn't remind me that much of DS3, I will say. There is stuff that's kind of DS3, like the Prison of Hope and stuff, but I think on the main DS3 is probably the least significant part of this whole process. DS3 is really good. DS3 is really good and arguably the best Souls game, for sure. Absolutely. Other than maybe like Elden Ring or something, which I haven't played yet. So I can't commentate on that. But it's good to hear that people are playing Dark Souls 2 again. I do love Dark Souls 2. The only issue with Dark Souls 2 is I'm a little burned out of it right now. I'm a little burned out because I did a whole New Game Plus playthrough all the way to +7 with Covenant of Champions, and that took me a long time. I was streaming that 5 days a week for months and months, and I finally did it, and it was like a really long experience, an extremely long experience. It took me so long, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, but also, like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot to go through. So I don't think I'm gonna play DS2 for a while. I think DS2 is kind of gonna be on the back burner for a long time. Maybe I was thinking though, maybe I'll do I do Covenant of Champions to +7, all bosses, but I do spellcasting only. So I'm only allowed to cast spells. I can't do anything but cast spells. And that's what I was thinking I would do, actually. I definitely think that would be kind of fun. Uh-oh. He will one-shot me. So I have to do some cling ring type stuff here. Finally. I know, right? What were they thinking? Oh, those ones. Is that... Oop. I'm just gonna hit him with the good stuff. There we go. You can't play games with the fat officials around here. Otherwise, they'll wreck you. They'll ruin your life. They'll kick the crap out of you. Can't give them even a moment of slack. Otherwise, the pain will be eternal. I think I don't want to do that. He will one-shot me though. Like if I take a fire breath, he will just straight up one-shot me. So maybe I should do purple flame shield. I'm like afraid I don't know the setup. Okay, thank goodness I know how to do it. Thank goodness I know how to deal with that. Now we can just kill him the old-fashioned way, just like Grandma used to kill the blue dragon. You know, remember when your grandma used to kill the blue dragon? Well, this is the way that Grandma used to do it. This is the do not let fear in your heart. Well, I mean, I know I'm gonna let fear into my heart. I am afraid of dying to the blue dragon there. I am very afraid of dying to the blue dragon there because that's a lot of work to come back to the granny. Yeah, exactly. As Grandma always used to say, kill the blue dragon or whatever. Whatever Grandma used to say. I don't know. Just like Grandma used to do. Just like Grandma used to kill the blue dragon. With Soul Ray. Like how Grandma taught me to do it. With Soul Ray. Rest in peace, Grandma. I'm carrying the legacy on by killing Blue Dragon with Soul Ray. There's his dragon head. Just like our ancestors used to do, like you were killing the blue dragons with Soul Ray. Just like our ancestors used to do. Honestly, I should probably be a skinflint here and stop wasting mana on this a little tiny bit. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for sure. Because he's not that he's pretty resistant to magic. Maybe not like insanely resistant to magic, but he's resistant to magic for sure. It's gonna be pretty interesting. That's for darn sure. Well, it gets better in the sense that I get better at it. That's the thing. Yes, he does. But it's pretty gimmicky. It's pretty easy to dodge. You have to kind of be dropping the ball to even be hit by it. He absolutely does, though. Exactly. No, exactly. I understand that. Don't get me wrong. We need that adversity in our lives. Conquer of adversity, as Aldia says. Remember from Dark Souls 2? Where Aldia is like, you, conquer of adversity. You who challenges fate, or whatever. We need that. We need that in our life. We need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of pushback, you know? Otherwise, was it really even worth it? We need this game to give us a little crap. To make us bleed a little. To make us sweat. That's what's important. Oh. Cool. There we go. Now Allant dies. Oh boy, well, welcome to doing this for like 20 minutes or whatever. No. Well, originally, yeah, for a long time I want. Oh, yeah. So you gotta respec. So that's how you respec in this game. Is you let Allant soul drain you, 15 times. So you get you fight your way to Allant, and then you let him do the soul drain grab, and you do that like 100 times. Because every time he does it, it only takes a level off. So you need to get hit by that like many times. But eventually, if you get hit by it enough times, you can respec. You lose all your levels doing that, but. And it would take you an eternity. It would literally be faster to make a new sorry, something got caught in my throat there. It would literally be faster to make a new character than to sit there and die and let Allant soul drain you over and over and over again. But you could do it, I guess. Sort of. You could sort of do it, I suppose. Okay, oh boy, Allant. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. This is really bad, actually. My spells are not positioned correctly. My spells are not positioned correctly. Oh, well, Soul Ray is actually hitting him really hard. What the hell? Never mind, I'm just gonna use Soul Ray. Yeah, exactly. See, he can't. I don't think he can drain you past level 1. I think you have to level up for him to drain you. Never mind. I'm actually just gonna hit him with Soul Ray from now on. Actually, lol. This is actually like kind of cracked. Like this is legit cracked. Like I don't even need to use Soul. What the hell? Actually, this is bonkers, actually. You have my attention, Allant. This is fire. This is actually fire, yeah, absolutely. That I agree with. My sentiments exactly. Oh shoot. My sentiments exactly, actually. Well, it does do more damage, so like if you're hit, it depends on the boss. So I think for some bosses and certain enemies, it is objectively better. Like any like red phantom that likes to dodge and stuff, or like block, it is better for them. Because it does do like 3 or 4 times as much damage as, oh shoot, come on. Whoa, fudge. There we go. Boom. And there it goes. Boom goes the dynamite. Almost got, he did almost get me there.
How did you defeat me?
Twin Princess, that's really funny because I actually really don't think Twin Princess is that hard. The most exciting exactly, turn-based. That's right. Demon Souls is a turn-based game. And the boss Twin Princess is actually a boss I really like. It's actually really funny that you bring up Twin Princess because I love that boss. That's actually probably one of my favorite bosses in the game.
I see.
Died about 300 times in Princess. That's interesting. What part is the hard part to you? What are you guys having issues with? Because I don't think that boss is very hard, honestly. It's a really awesome boss. It's a really awesome boss. I will say, no matter what, I think it's an awesome boss. But if you guys tell me where you think where you think the issue with it is, like I might be able to like give you some pointers, I guess, because I think that boss is very easy actually. I think that boss is actually relatively easy as far as bosses go. Not to be like, oh, it's so easy. No, but like legit, like I don't know. It's how it is with these games. Is you gotta like,
I had to make an exception
or is it sometimes the Oh wait, we need Soul Arrow. Sometimes those bosses, it's because there's the part where he jumps. He's gonna like jump on top of you. I feel like I'm really good at Twin Princes. Yeah, I feel like I'm really good at Twin Princes actually. Like I am very like I feel like I'm very. Yeah. Okay. No, it's interesting because I found him not that hard. I didn't think he was that hard. I hated Midir. Midir I had a lot of issues with for a really long time. Midir and who's another boss in that game that I had issues with? Oh, Demon Prince. Midir and Demon Prince are the bosses that gave me so many problems, personally. Demon Prince in particular I really hate still. I still don't like Demon Prince. Well, there's a couple things he does that are interesting. One of the things he does is the part where he teleports and he drops on top of you and he breaks your lock on. So there's all those times where he messes with your lock on. That's really stupid. I think that's really dumb. I think like if a boss is gonna do that, it shouldn't mess with your lock on. Demon Prince is... I don't like Demon Prince. I think Demon Prince is dumb. Because you're always gonna... especially the first phase. And even the third phase is just so annoying. I'm not a huge fan of Demon Prince. The first thing about Demon Prince is you want to bleed him. Bleeding him makes it a lot easier. So if you have a way of bleeding him, either like Doris is dying or like a Karthus Rouge or something, that's really good. And then what you do, like you just like hit the bosses a little tiny bit at a time. Like you can also summon White Phantoms. White Phantoms make it a lot easier. And then you just like hit the bosses like once. And then you like back off and you just wait for another big huge like gap. Yeah, the thing about him is he's a lot tougher in New Game Plus because he gets a lot more HP. He gets a lot tankier. So because he gets really tanky, really fast in New Game Plus cycle, so he's a lot tougher in New Game Plus. But in New Game, I find him to be pretty easy. If you have a really fast weapon, he's really easy. So if you're using like Longsword or Soul Sword, Twin Blade or something, he's very simple. Because his like it's not that like Soul Cinder is a great example where if you're using like a mace or something, some of those windows are very small. Some of his windows are very short, and so dealing with him could be really tough. But yeah, so that was the thing is after Midir, like I do feel like Gale is like so much easier. Gale is like much easier compared to Midir, basically. And especially if you're using like Soul Sword, Twin Blade, or Longsword or something like that, definitely. The funny thing about Gale though is yeah, so same with me. I like one-shot Gale. Like I died to Midir like a million times, and then I just like, or I didn't one-shot Gale. I killed him on my second try. I absolutely blasted Gale through the freaking stratosphere, basically. And well, this is so. This is, let's see here, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is +3. So we're going into +4 right now. So there's only 2 more. There's only 2 more to go. It's this one and then the next one. No DLC. The DLCs for Dark Souls 3 I think are pretty fun, actually. I don't blame somebody for not wanting to play them. Or not wanting to buy them, but I think they're pretty fun. That's funny. They're actually really fun. They're really good. They're a lot harder than the base game. Like a lot. I would say they're a lot harder than the base game for sure. The base game is like much simpler than DLCs. Okay. Do I have Fragrant Ring on? No, I have Ring of Magical Nature. I mean, there's a reason to go back and play DS3 again, I guess, if you haven't played the DLCs. So I was thinking of playing DS3 again sometime soon in the future too, on stream. I'm pretty sure next is Sekiro. So if you want that sweet I'm pretty sure Sekiro is what I'm doing next after this. But then maybe after that I'll do some Dark Souls 1 again. I'll do Dark Souls 1 and 3 again. Maybe. Just because I haven't done it in a while. And I have some stuff for that. So I'll do like a Dex Faith character. And then maybe I'll do Demon Souls again. I beat Gale before Midir and Nameless because I didn't know it existed. Oh. Well, Nameless King is also pretty tough too. That's another boss I struggled with really hard for a long time. I think now, honestly, the problem with Nameless King is the Super Dragon face is so annoying. Like, cause it's like a weirdly shaped boss. It's like the boss is a really weird shape and size, and so it's like really easy to get confused on how far away he is. It's like the same problem with Midir. Is like you have to get used to how big they are. Like the environments, the arenas and environments are so bad because you have no idea how big they are. That's actually one of the big problems with the art direction in Dark Souls 3. And it's actually not a problem in Dark Souls 2 in my opinion. It feels like it's really tough to tell how big a boss is and how far away they are from you. And I think it must be like an art direction problem. Like the stupid flying bird dragon that Nameless King rides around on. It's like you always swing too early. You always swing when you're not close enough to him. And I literally think it's a situation where they could have done the art direction slightly better and he would have been obvious. Yeah, well, it's not as good as Magic. Like, nothing is as good as Magic in that game. But definitely it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be a really fun way to do things. For sure. I'll do like a falchion or maybe I'll do the stupid, I'll try out the dumb, the Painted Guardian Sword. I mean, I doubt it's better than a falchion, but we'll try it out. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. You can use like Dark Fireball and stuff against him and all that. Yeah. Well, New Game Plus, it's a lot rougher. But I think as long as you're not killing a DLC boss, Pyromancy's still good. If you want to do spellcasting, the problem with spellcasting would be DLC bosses. So you need very specific setups for DLC bosses to be able to kill them. Although you could kill Midir with Pestilent Mist, and then you could kill. There's probably some way to like poison Gale or something, or I guess maybe you could use Doris's Gnawing against him, and probably get away with that, depending on how you handled it. And then Blue Estus would be an issue though, because a lot of those bosses in New Game Plus are endurance bosses, and so if you have a bunch of Blue Estus, that's going to be an issue. It's not the same as this game where you can just like roll and eat like 20 spices or whatever in the fight and just like ignore the boss. It doesn't work that way, but I mean, that's just how it is. Well, you know what I love about this character, actually? This character's actually really grown on me because I do want to point out that this is a Magic Faith character, which is like unheard of in these games. That's like unheard of in these games, Magic Faith. But yeah, definitely Pyro for a new game is like really great. Like Pyromancy is actually like really low-key super broken in new game. For Dark Souls 3. I think maybe a spellcaster run to New Game Plus would be challenging, but it'd be kind of cool. I think you could do it for Dark Souls 3. So maybe in the future I'll do that too. I'll do like a spellcaster character all the way to New Game Plus. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because I think it's probably better than people think it is. I think generally that gets like so much flack as being like complete crap. I think Blue Estus is what makes it bad. If it weren't for Blue Estus, it'd be a lot more like compelling. But I do think it's totally possible as well. I do think it's definitely possible, but like, I mean, it's like not as bad as it might seem. But like, usually when you start talking about Blue Estus and New Game Plus, I start like getting scared. I'm like, oh god, Blue Estus. Because like already the spells don't do that much damage. Already the spells just don't hit that hard against New Game Plus bosses. Yeah, well, so the thing is, like, I have a lot of practice with this. I have a lot of practice playing the same video game over and over and over again. That's really what it comes down to. So, like, basically, anytime I play a video game on stream or just for my YouTube channel in general, I play it through, like, 15 to 20 times. It depends. It depends on the game and exactly what I'm doing, but generally, by the time I get around to playing a game on stream or on channel, I've usually beaten a game at least twice, if not more times. So, like, for example, before I even covered Dark Souls 1, I had beaten it like 5 or 6 times with a bunch of different weapons and a bunch of different characters. I did so much stuff into Dark Souls 1, and then when I played it, I beat it 5 times right off the rip for 5 different characters, and then I did another like set of new game cycles, so I beat it like 11 times. And for Dark Souls 2, it's the same principle, where I beat it like 8 or 9 times, and then I beat it another 7 or 8 times in New Game Plus. It's just practice. Even before I was doing YouTube, I'd beat games over and over and over again. Like I played Skyrim like 8 times or something in a row. I played Skyrim on Legendary like 8 times in a row. And I would just like sit there and play the same game, and I would just like beat it over and over and over again eventually. The only problem with that is you start getting a really good discernment for video games. I can't play video games that aren't as fun and that aren't as deep anymore. Because I'm so used to playing video games, you can just beat like over and over and over again. And if a game takes too long to beat, that's also really frustrating too. So like Fallout 4 would be really frustrating to cover because like playing a character to all the way through is like a really long experience. So like the second a game has any bad design at all, bad design decisions at all, it gets to be an issue. Is the problem with it. But yeah, like I said, you practice. You just like beat a game like over and over and over again. It's just something you get used to. For these new games, like I was a long time ago, like with the first time I played DS1, I was exactly where you are right now. I was like, oh man, I get to New Game Plus and I like immediately get bored, and I'm like, whatever. I just stop, you know. And that was like the first time I played DS1, and then I moved on to playing something else, right? But now I just sit there and I've just like trained myself to just like slam a game out like 8 times in a row. It's just like part of what I do. It's just like a, but I mean honestly, it's not, unless you really want to, there's like no point, you know. Like, unless you really want to, like, master a video game front to back and just, like, know everything about it, it's not that important to do. But yeah, just, like, the temperament of discipline, I guess. But I can definitely see how that would be very frustrating in some of these games because... you can't respec and stuff, and so there's like no trying stuff out as this character. You're like locked into whatever this character is. You're literally just like hard locked into whatever your character is. So you got to stick with whatever you have. Oh yeah, I'm actually very invested in the lore of these games. I'm actually extremely invested in the lore of these games. I love the lore. I'm like, I have my own theories for like a lot of the characters and bosses and stuff. So like in my so the furtive pygmy, the big one is the furtive pygmy. So the furtive pygmy, usually people say it's Manus. I disagree. I do not think that the furtive pygmy is Manus. I think the furtive pygmy is the furtive pygmy is a Frampt. Kingseeker Frampt is my opinion. Patches. Yes, it's Patches. No, it's Kingseeker Frampt. And here's how I know it's Kingseeker Frampt. Okay, so you know in the opening cutscene of DS1, where it's like they introduced the 4 lords that Gwyn works alongside, right? It's always Patches. Patches is dope as hell. That's the funny thing is people be in the chat and like, not to throw shade, but the people be in the chat and they'd be like, I don't like Patches, and I'm like, how do you not like Patches? Patches is everyone's homeboy. That's your best mate the whole game through. He's your homeboy. That's your brother. That's your confidant. You and Patches are freaking awesome. Yeah, Patches is freaking awesome. I love Patches. I think he's at his weakest in Ring City. For sure, but he's still really awesome. His big nose. He's got a big old nose, yeah. He's all like, I love playing the clarinet. SpongeBob. That's Patches. He's Crestfallen Knight. Crestfallen Knight's funny too. He is Trusty Patches, yeah. He's Patches the Stout or whatever. Trusty Patches. He's also like a bad vendor. Like he never sells anything good in like any game. Right? He sells Mask of the Father, I guess, but like that's like not necessary. How can't you trust Patches? I mean, when you considering the fact that he's like the game's he's a great merchant, yeah. Patches is freaking awesome. He's like not even a useful merchant in this game. Is the funny thing. I think he sells like the best arrows though. He sells like good crossbow bolts and he sells like the best arrows or something in this game. How can't you exactly? How can't you trust Patches? I would trust Patches with anything. I would give Patches. I would give Patches my credit card number, and the 3 digits on the back, and the expiration date. If Patches, if it's like that's a scam that would get me, honestly. If somebody was like, if Patches, you know that joke, that meme where it's like that with the one announcer guy who like is really bad orator, and he's like Night City's in trouble. Give us your credit card number and the 3 numbers on the back and stuff like that, right? Like that dumb meme. It's like if Patches did that to me, I'd probably fall for it. Honestly. How could you not trust Patches? Patches is low-key like a way of life for some people. We need that Patches lifestyle. Indian tech symbol. Yeah, that's the main problem with Dark Souls. Honestly, that's the biggest problem with Dark Souls. Oh yeah, so Wife Framped is the furtive pygmy. Okay, so here's my rationale. Okay. Exactly. Here's my rationale for how Framped is the furtive pygmy, right? So in the beginning cutscene, they introduce you the 4 lords, right? These are all friends of Gwyn, right? So Nito, Seath, the witches of Izalith, and or the witch of Izalith, and whoever the last guy is, I can't remember now. So those guys are his 4 like allies, right? And then if you go to Dark Souls 3, there's another 4 lords, right? So there's like Yorm the Giant, Prince Lothric, Abyss Watchers, and whoever the last character, I can't remember off the top of my head. But you know how there's those 4 characters, right? And so like because there's those 4 characters, but the problem is that here's the thing: there's a 5th character, or Aldrich. Yeah, you're right. But you'll note auspiciously that there's a 5th character. There's a 5th lord on a throne. There's literally a 5th lord. There's actually 5. There's 5 allies of the Soul of Cinder. The 5 lords sit there 5 thrones, right? It's not 4, it's 5. So who's the 5th one? Who's the 5th one, right? It's Ludleth of Corland. No, so no, it's Ludleth of Corland, right? So the 5th, so in this case, yes, there's 5 thrones and one of them is twin princes, but the 5th throne, but you'll notice that not all of them are bosses. The 5th throne is Ludleth of Corland, right? So now Ludleth of Corland does boss weapons, right? Now in Dark Souls 1, that's Giant Blacksmith, I think, right? But like Framped does some stuff. Framped like buys stuff. He like eats stuff and gives you souls for it. And in particular, he does like he breaks Titanite. So it's like kind of similar. He's not really, he doesn't do the same thing as Ludleth, but he basically fills the same role as Ludleth in the lore. Because he's an ally of Gwyn who isn't a boss. And so like what he symbolizes like in the lore is the idea that the dark soul, like ultimately like the darkness is opposed to Gwyn, right? Like Gwyn like Gwyn is fire and the darkness is opposed to Gwyn, but the fire doesn't exist without Gwyn or without light, right? So there's no darkness without light, right? So the idea being is that Framped or Ludleth of Corland have the dark soul. And the which I think is technically like objectively wrong, because I think what's his face drops the Dark Soul. But each of those have a piece of the Frampt and Ludlith have a piece of the Dark Soul because the darkness knows that without the light it dies. And so the irony is that like, so you know how Frampt stretches into the abyss? Like Frampt is like a giant like noodle that goes off into like nothingness, right? So he literally is an abyss, a primordial serpent. He's literally a serpent of the abyss. And him and Dingbat, him and Kaith are connected, basically. So he is the same as Darkstacker Kaith, right? So Darkstacker Kaith is the part of him that's opposed to the light, and Frampt himself is the part of the darkness that doesn't want to die. Does that make sense? And so that's why he's the furtive pygmy. It's because he's like this like little, he's like basically like a humanity phantom that it's by necessity that he has to work with the light for his like own survival or something like that. That's like the idea. So he's the so Ludlith of Corland and also Kingseeker Frampt are the furtive pygmy. Now it's important to understand that both the Gale and what's his face? Gale and the other guy. Gale and Manus are also manifestations of pure darkness, right? Like they are also themselves symbols of darkness, but they're connected to the serpent. Does that make sense? So like, do you remember where Goff is like,
So I will help you.
but no matter what the serpent said, they never should have. Well, yes, no, but I'm talking about Ludlith of Corland. Yes, because there's the 4 bosses. There's Aldrich, or there's what are they called again? It's Farron Abyss Watchers, Aldrich, and then Farron Abyss Watchers, Aldrich,
I had to make
Yorm the Giant, and then Twin Princes, right? But then there's also the 5th guy. Yeah. So that's the idea. Is it Manus? Manus is the Manus and Gale are the pure manifestation of darkness, but by extension, there's a part of darkness that has to work with light, and that's the furtive pygmy, right? Because darkness is really like, the thing is that the abyss is this like vast, powerful thing that waxes and wanes with the cycles of birth and rebirth, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right, well, I think that's just an homage. I guess. I don't know. And I think technically Midir is... I guess... I don't know. They don't explain Midir very well, honestly. I guess Midir is just a repetition of... They actually do explain Midir. He's just a repetition of Calamite. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that those represent... the idea being is that in Dark Souls 1 they're connected, right? So like all the primordial serpents are connected into the abyss, right? So they represent the abyss itself, I guess is the idea. And Manus is like somehow like, I guess like Manus is like a creature, is like a human who gets completely consumed by the abyss, right? But like the serpents are the actual creatures of the abyss or whatever, right? And it has to do with the idea that light and darkness are like inherently interwoven. Yeah. I think it's a good theory. I definitely, you know, whatever, right? It's like, I don't know. You know, we can send Miyazaki an email right now, right? Like I'll hit Miyazaki up with that email. I'll be like, Michael Zaki, what do you think about my homebrew theory?
Make an exception.
That what if the humble servant is actually the furtive pygmy the whole time? So then, yeah, that's my theory. Is it Frampt / Ludlith of Corland is, yeah, Michael Zaki, exactly. It's like, Michael Zaki, what do you think of my theory that Frampt is secretly the furtive pygmy? Honestly, I think that's the only thing that actually makes sense, though, unfortunately. Like, I hate to be the guy who says this, but I think that's actually the only thing that makes sense. because they never say Manus has anything to do with Gwyn, right? So like the furtive pygmy has to be an ally of Gwyn, right? Like the only explanation is that the furtive pygmy is an ally of Gwyn, I think. So I think it literally has to be or not Manus. I think it literally has to be Framps, because that's the only ally of Gwyn, right? And so like the four lords are Gwyn's allies, and so is Frampt, and so I think that's like the only explanation. But it gets confusing because at the end of Dark Souls 3, Gale drops the Dark Soul, and Gale is supposed to be the same as Manus, right? Like Gale's position in the game is the same as Manus's position in Dark Souls 1. And so we can infer that they're connected, right? So if Gale drops the Dark Soul, then so does Manus. Yeah, exactly. So it has to be somebody that Gwyn knew. Is my theory, right? Obviously, it's a little up to interpretation, but that's my theory. So I think it's Frampt. Frampt has Lobot. I think so. So usually people say it's Manus. That's true, but like I said, even if you just take the DS1 lore, he had to have known whoever it is had to have known Gwyn. Whoever it is had to have known Gwyn. I think what Manus really symbolizes is the cyclical nature of the world, right? So the idea being is that Manus' story happens before, like Ulasil happens before the events of Dark Souls 1, right? Because you go to the past, right? Oh no, I've never read Berserk. That's true. I think Manus symbolizes the eternal repetition of the cycle or whatever, or something like that is like the idea behind Manus. But Manus is also the manifestation of darkness for sure. Berserk is pretty much lore. That's interesting. I actually haven't read Berserk. I've obviously heard of it, but I've never read it at all. It never really appealed to me. I like that dumb Naruto stuff. You know, I'm like when I'm into anime, I'm into like Naruto and One Piece and crap like that. You know, I like the super. You know, I don't really like because Berserk kind of reminds me of like Rurouni Kenshin. Sorry about that. My freaking spicy food, man. Berserk kind of reminds me of Rurouni Kenshin. No way. Is there like darkness manifestation or something? Is that the idea? See, I was into Naruto. It's really interesting. See, yeah, it seems like it's too adult for me. Is it really? That's interesting, though. That's actually really interesting. See, there are no new ideas, it turns out. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, well, there's the Greatsword. So the Greatsword is, I know for a fact, pulled straight from the Berserk games, right? Like that dumb, really huge sword that you can get. It's like kind of mid, actually. Interesting. See, I've never. See, to me, it looks so trashy. Like, I hate to be the guy who sits there. Like, I'm judging a book by its cover 100%, but Berserk does not look that good to me. I have to admit. I'm probably wrong, but I do have to admit that Berserk does not look that good to me. I have to admit that I'm a little more interested in positive stories, you know. But honestly, Berserk is probably better than I think it is. I don't know. Interesting. See, a lot of those ones from the 90s are there, you know, because like those are the days of anime where they hadn't really got it figured out yet, and like they're a little too hard, they're a little too edgy. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're a little. Those ones are a little too edgy. Like, I don't want to read like Battle Angel Alita and stuff, where she's like really edgy. It's like really edgy and like kind of weird. You know, like Fist of the North Star or whatever, where it's like really edgy. It's like when I was a kid, I read like Bobobo and stuff. Like I was into like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like even Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of edgy if you read like the original one or whatever. Okay, it's not a bad idea actually. One manga I really liked for a really long time was Kurohime. It's like really dumb. It's like this really dumb anime. This like really dumb manga about like some doofus. And there's like he has like big titty goth GF who's like an evil witch. And it's like this really ridiculous anime where it's very formulaic, where they get into a fight with like a wizard or something, and he like tries to fight them but he can't, and then she, through the power of love, turns back into a giant big titty goth GF witch and then beats the bad guy. It's like really goofy. I like that one. See, because that's a lot more goofy. That's more fun. Oh, thank you. I thought that was really fun. It's called Kurohime, literally Black Princess in Japanese. That I thought was really good. And then there's like a whole Japan arc where they go to Japan, and because it starts in the Old West, and then they go to Japan, and it's like, look, I'm just telling you what my tastes were, or what the kind of stuff I was reading when I was like 15 or whatever, right? You know, because I read some edgy ones. I read like Elfen Lied and stuff. That was a little too edgy, I have to admit. It was like kind of interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, because that's a good point. Yeah, no, definitely, that's the thing about it, is like they're definitely, I'm not denying that there's like an inspirational component to them, like 100%. And then what's another? Yeah, I watched a lot of like you know how like nowadays when you think of those like harem animes, you think of like something that's like, harem anime has like changed. Like harem anime used to be a lot different than it is now. Like, honestly, I remember harem anime before Rosario plus Vampire. Those were the good days. Those were the good old days. Back when you'd watch Mabarajo on Comcast cable. You'd sit there and you'd go to the on-demand section and there'd be Mabarajo on Comcast cable. And it'd be like... and you'd watch that. It was pretty crappy, but at least it was a lot less, like, dumb and over the top than Rosario plus Vampire. That's where they really lost the plot, in my opinion. And to be clear, those original harem animes were still bad, but they were definitely, they had at least some substance to them, I think. I guess Rosario plus, I read a bunch of Rosario plus Vampire actually. It was pretty miserable. Well, it wasn't miserable. It was just weird. And then my let's see here, Rosario plus Vampire harem anime is trash. Now it was pretty fun. It was funny when I was in middle school. I liked it when I was in middle school. That shit was funny as hell. And then I got into JoJo's not that long ago, so I watched all the way to the end of part 4. While I was sitting there playing like World of Warcraft or something. I'd sit there and just like watch anime and play World of Warcraft. And so I got through all of JoJo's that way, including part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Stardust Crusaders was like a little bit overhyped. I do like JoJo's that it doesn't take itself seriously. I do like that. It feels like a lot more fun than a lot of anime from its era. But it was still pretty crappy. And then I read a bunch of One Piece, and like, I don't know. I think One Piece is like, the luster's kind of worn off since I was a kid. Like, I think the 4Kids dub was actually really good. That was like the golden age of One Piece, was the 4Kids dub. Honestly, that was the golden age of anime. I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. That was good. That was good. Yeah, it has gone on too long. Although, to be fair, if you're reading it, it's a lot less bad than watching it. If you try to watch it as an anime, it's gonna... You literally cannot watch it. It'll take you a billion years to watch the whole thing. But if you read it as a manga, it's pretty reasonable. It's like a really long book series. If you read it as a manga. Like, totally reasonable to do. Other than you'd have to check out... they need to release anthology books or something of it. So people can actually, like, read it in, like, a reasonable amount of time. My daughter cut up in here. Yeah, so I'm caught up on One Piece too, basically. I'm actually not entirely, but I'm pretty close. Yeah, because you read the manga. The manga's where it's really at. Like, I read I know all of Dragon Ball Z. Because the thing about those animes, this is the problem with those animes, is they were never intended to be watched after the fact. They were always kind of throwaway garbage. They were supposed to be like something you watched as like a kid in Japan in the year 1989 every day before school, right? Like you woke up in Japan and you have to go to school at like, you know, you have to leave for school at like 7 a.m. or whatever, 7:30. But you watch like Dragon Ball Z or something at 7. 1998. Well, no, so Dragon Ball Z was in like the 80s. Dragon Ball Z was going on in the 80s. That's the crazy thing about Dragon Ball Z, is we think of Dragon Ball Z as being a 90s thing, and it was actually syndicated like a decade earlier. So this is back in the old days. So things like the original run of JoJo's and the original run of Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, One Piece, same principle. Where like the idea being is you'd watch the anime every day before school in Japan or something, or every night. Every night or every Saturday night, you'd watch the new episodes of the 2 new episodes of One Piece or whatever, and that was how you were supposed to watch it. It was like how I watched it as a kid, right? But if you're trying to watch it all now, it's just like impossible to do. Like it was something you watched. It'd be like watching every episode of some like soap opera, or like, you know, some like dumb, you know, kids cartoon that went like every episode of SpongeBob. I think SpongeBob, even there's less episodes of SpongeBob. Like watching every episode of Family Guy. Like, hey, I'm all caught up on Family Guy, guys. It's like, no, you're supposed to just watch Family Guy, whatever Family Guy episode is showing right now. You're supposed to just turn on the TV and there's an episode of Family Guy on, and you're like, oh, hey, look at this episode of Family Guy. Right? You're not supposed to, like, it's not the same principle. But you read the manga and the manga or whatever, and you're like, what? You get all the effort. It's not exactly analogous to Family Guy, but you get the principle. It's like no one's watching the entire series of Family Guy, but front to back. Like, that's like ridiculous. It's like 14 seasons. It's like watching every episode of The Simpsons. It's like, oh god, you know. Oh, but that's the problem. That's the thing about our culture, right? Is like, we're like, oh man, remember, you know, like something like that. Oh, yeah, manga is actually a lot. I agree. I think manga is way better. I much prefer manga to anime personally. I don't like anime as much as manga, definitely. So if I'm gonna do anything anime, I'm just gonna read the manga now. Of course, I loved it when I was a kid. Watching, doing freaking, watching like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and stuff on Saturday nights was freaking awesome. That was awesome. I love that. That was really fun. That was really fun, for sure. But obviously that was a long time ago now. Homing soul arrows. We take off water veil. Put on homing soul arrow. Take off soul ray. Put on soul arrow.
Normal. I had to make.
And then we'll hit this guy with homing soul arrow. I think for some bosses, homing soul arrow is a little bit better. Honestly, I could probably try switching to soul arrow or to a soul spear, or not soul spear, soul ray. I mean, there's some anime that are worth watching, because there's a lot of anime that were never manga. And so if you're watching like a 12-episoder, it's not so bad. Like watching like Full Metal Panic or something. See, that was an anime I really loved as a kid. I wish I could go back to that. I wish I could. That was a high point of my life. Was Full Metal Panic right there. I miss Full Metal Panic. Full Metal Panic was freaking bonkers. Good. Parasite. See, Parasite's another one of these old ones that I think is like going to be super edgy. And there's a bad guy in Yu Yu Hakusho who has like the same power as the Parasite guy. One anime I really liked was Full Metal Panic. I don't know if anyone's heard of Full Metal Panic, and Full Metal Alchemist too. That was also really dope. I remember reading the Full Metal Alchemist manga. It was freaking dope. It's all get out. That was so good. What's it? Oh, we also watched Holic, XXX Holic. That one anime, that was really good. That was really good. And then I watched Genshi. As an adult, I watched Genshiken. I watched Bakemonogatari. But I never really got that much into Bakemonogatari. I was the kind of guy, when I was 18, right? I was into like Bakemonogatari because I thought it was cool. But like, it's not that good. It's only okay. And then I watched Nisei Monogatari, and that was pretty cool. Bake Monogatari and Issei Monogatari. But I honestly feel like those are like kind of sinister. There's like something kind of sinister to those, so I don't really like them anymore. Those are ones that I think are like, oh, like nerds are like, oh, this is so cool. Look, I don't want to like sit there and like insult anyone. But I think they're not as interesting as people think they are, personally. I think those are just not quite as interesting as people believe they are. But they're pretty interesting. They're kind of interesting. I think that like Naruto is more interesting, ironically. And then like I said, Full Metal Panic was actually pretty cool too. It was like really weird because that's an experimental one. Because the first season is like this weird combination of like military mecha anime. And then like teenage drama, whatever type crap. And like the joke about Full Metal Panic is the dude is really reserved and the girl is really like gregarious, which is like not really how which is not always how it is, I guess. I think in our culture that's like the dude is gregarious and the woman is reserved, right? And so it's like the idea being is that the woman is really like goofy and reserved, or is goofy and gregarious, and the dude is like weird and reserved. But it's like half mecha. There's like a bunch of like mecha parts with like combat warfare and stuff, and then there's like a bunch of like really crappy comedy parts. And then there's a second season that's all comedy and it's like really terrible. I hated Fumofu so much. Full Metal Panic Fumofu. That was really bad. And then there's a third one that's really good because it's all action. There's a third one that's like really good because it's all action, but the girl isn't in it. So it's like, so that's the only problem is that the girl isn't in it, and the girl's like the main thing. The girl's like the best part of the whole thing. Kaname Chidori. It's like really fun character, really awesomely fun character. She's like picking her nose and stuff. It's like so hilarious. Love it. Love Kaname Chidori. Kind of problematic though, because the dude I think is older. It's like weird. I use the glitch, of course. Yeah, go ahead. But go all the way up to level 400. Why not? Why not? Do yourself a favor and cheat at one of these games at least once in your life. You won't regret it. But I've saved that for like Skyrim and stuff. Like I already did that in Skyrim. Like I've done like a bunch of Skyrim characters. Like my first Skyrim legendary character was a character where I was just like invincible. And I just like went around like doing quests and just like being invincible. And it was really fun. But yeah, those are the Full Metal Panic was the good old days. That was before my life got bad. I think maybe I'd like Monogatari more if my life hadn't been terrible while it was going on. Or yeah. If I'd been a more well-adjusted young adult. And a more well-adjusted 18-year-old. I guess I was an adult. And I would have liked Monogatari a lot more. Those have been good times. Yeah, it sucks, man. I know. That's what I was saying. I made a bunch of bad choices when I was 18. It's like really dumb. It's like I hated being 18. Sucked really bad. Honestly, being 14 sucked really bad. The thing is, the Full Metal Panic really happened before I was even 14. I was like 13. I was like 13 and stuff. It's like life was bad from like the life was. I had a pretty bad, rough go of it even when I was as young as I was 14. It sucked. It was like really awful. Whatever. Not my problem now. Now I got other things to worry about. Oh. Okay. Boom. Boom. Oh, the shield ate the whole thing. Yeah, Full Metal Panic was pretty good. I like that. It was pretty funny. Oh! Oh, no, I didn't need to eat more spice. Come on. Ooh, there you go. Sweet. I had Demon Souls run to worry about. Yeah, you know, that's how it is. Nowadays, yeah, exactly. I gotta play Demon Souls. I gotta play that sweet Demon Souls. If not me, then who? If not me, then who? Honestly, who else is doing it like this these days? Is anyone else doing it like this? I don't even know. But I'll probably play Demon Souls again because this has been a lot of fun actually. So probably in the future I'll stream Demon Souls again. Because I still have like 2 different characters I can do. At some point I need to start working on Elden Ring in my own time. But I need to like play it through a bunch of times to get used to it, you know? That's the only thing. But Elden Ring is definitely happening if and when I can get to it. Unlocking secrets to the universe. Elden Ring, that's right. Elden Ring, unlocking secrets to the universe. For sure. We need that sweet, sweet Elden Ring to unlock the secrets of the universe. Definitely. I know eventually. Not in the short term, unfortunately. I don't want to get you get you excited because I haven't done the work for the game yet at all. So what's going to happen is it's going to be I'm going to finish Demon Souls up, and then I'm probably going to do a Sekiro vid. And then I'm probably going to start working on Elden Ring if I can. There might be another Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2, or I mean a Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3 vid, and then Elden Ring. Is what I'm planning. Is the order I'm planning to do things in. But I really do need to start working on Elden Ring. So I promise you once Sekiro is done, once I'm done with Sekiro, I will start working on Elden Ring. Because it's not fair that I haven't been working on Elden Ring. There's actually no excuse for me not to be working on Elden Ring. To be honest. Like, Sekiro is okay. That's the thing, is I've spent weeks and weeks playing, or like months and months playing Sekiro, and like mastering Sekiro. So, I mean, it's a Souls game, so I kind of have to do it. It's like sort of a Souls game, I guess. And then maybe, and then Skyrim. Probably what I'll do is I'll try to do Elden Ring, and then I'll do Skyrim after Elden Ring. And Skyrim is good. Skyrim is like, a lot of people like, oh, Skyrim, but it's actually really good. Skyrim is actually like insanely good. Like, I hate to be the guy who, like, if you don't like Skyrim, you're wrong. I'm sorry. No offense. Skyrim is actually really good. You just need to know what to look for in Skyrim. That's the thing about Skyrim. Yes, it's a horrible, buggy mess. Yes, it makes no sense. Yes, you're right to hate it. Yes, playing it on Legendary really stinks. But also, it's a masterpiece. Oh, come on. Freaking doggos. Unbelievable. Yeah, Pay Rapier is not cutting it. I thought maybe that would be good for that, and no, it is not. It is not good for that. Oh. What's the damage comparison here? Oh, wow. Look at that. Ow. Okay. Honestly, it's a good investment. PS3 for Demon Souls is a good investment. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, that's actually worth the money. The only I haven't done that yet though, because I would need a capture. I couldn't stream it. So like, that's the sort of thing. Honestly, at this point, I would say it's worth it. Yeah, well, I want a PS4 really bad for Bloodborne, actually. The problem is that even if I did that, I wouldn't be able to stream it because I need a capture card. I'd have to like get the console and then I'd have to buy a capture card and install that in my computer to be able to actually stream the game. And then I'd have to work out all the kinks on that too. So that would be a huge amount of work for me. So I'm probably not going to play Bloodborne until the emulation technology is good enough so that I can run it seamlessly. And it's not there yet. And I feel a little bad saying that. Honestly, maybe if I make a bunch of money, if I have a bunch of extra money in the next couple of years, which I might, things have been going well for me, relatively. I might actually upgrade my computer and get a capture card and just buy a PlayStation 4. The only problem with that is I'm not really used to Xbox controller, or PlayStation controller, but whatever. Like, I could probably find a way around that. So that's the sort of thing that could be in the cards very, very soon. Or within the next, like, year or two. Definitely. Like, that could really be in the cards. is Bloodborne. Me doing Bloodborne. Yeah, oh yeah, I hella play an Xbox controller. I freaking love Xbox controller. Xbox controller is goated. The only better controller in the universe is a GameCube controller. That's the only better controller. Maybe like a Game Boy Advance controller. I think if I could play this game on a Game Boy Advance controller, I would. PS5 controller. Well, I'm not gonna like diss on PS5 controller because it's probably really good. But I absolutely adore my heckin' GameCube controller, or my my Xbox controller. It's super fire, actually. Yeah, that's what I keep saying about Bloodborne, is like, they could have already had my money if they just released it. Like, what they need to do is Sony, so probably what's going on is Sony has like some kind of contractual... Well, yeah, I think that, like, Elder Scrolls has actually always kind of been a bad series. But yeah, like, the thing is that, well, I'll start with Bloodborne. I'll move on to Skyrim in a second, but... So the thing about Bloodborne is, like, probably what's going on is that Sony has perpetual rights to it. So Sony gets to decide whether or not they want it on PC or not. And their plan is to, like, resell it for PlayStation 6 or something like that, probably, right? But the issue is that they're never gonna, like, if they wanted the most money, they just, like, they'd have a plan for PC port. What they do is they'd go, like, 10 years or something. They'd go out, like 5 or 10 years, and then they'd release a PC port. And then they'd get, like, a huge influx of cash for doing that, probably. But I think maybe Sony's too stubborn. They're too afraid of people not buying their hardware. So they just, like, they own the rights to the game, but then they're never gonna put it on PC because they want to resell it on their console. Which, like, I guess makes sense to them. But it's a shame because they could get my money easy. If they wanted 60 of my dollars, they could get it very easy by just putting Bloodborne on PC. But, I mean, you know, that's not part of their game plan. So it's like, whatever. But anyway, Skyrim. It's like, honestly, the Elder Scrolls series is, like, kind of been flawed the whole time. Like, I hate to say it, but Elder Scrolls is, like Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, I've beaten both of them, and they're very bad. Those are very bad games. Like, when I say it, like, I don't say that lightly. I don't say a game is bad very lightly. I say that if I say a game is bad, that means it's probably really bad. And Elder Scrolls 1 is kind of bad, and Elder Scrolls 2 is extremely bad. Elder Scrolls 2 is a great example. So, like, I think everyone's heard of Daggerfall, right? So that's Elder Scrolls 2, Daggerfall, right? Okay, here's the thing about Daggerfall. Okay, Daggerfall is a great example of why game design changed. Daggerfall Daggerfall was the brainchild of a guy named Julian LaFay. Okay? So the god Julianos in Elder Scrolls is named after Julian LaFay. Okay, and Julian LaFay didn't care about video games. That was the thing. This is back in the 90s. This is like 96. Julian LaFay did not give a crap about video games. Julian LaFay cared about one thing, and that was computer programming. Okay, he was like John Carmack, the Doom guy, right? So like the guy that made Doom happen was a programming genius. He was literally a programming genius, but he didn't care at all about video games. And so like John Romero did all the work on the actual game itself, and John Carmack just made the programming work. Okay, right? And so Julian LaFay was like the same deal, but he didn't have a John Romero to fix his game. And so like Elder Scrolls Arena and Elder Scrolls Daggerfall are really impressive for the time. Okay, they have lots of really insane things that are like cool now. Like they have procedural generation. You know, like the concept of procedural generation. Like you start up a game or something, and like the map is totally unique. There's like a 1 in a trillion chance that you'll encounter that map, and the game like generates it on the spot. That was something that was in Arena and Daggerfall. The problem so that's really impressive and awesome, right? But the games themselves are complete crap. They're unplayable garbage. It's like, oh wow, this unique dungeon that's completely intolerable to navigate. It's like completely 1 in a trillion dungeon that is impossible to get around. And the map system is awful too, and it's just a miserable pile of dreck. The whole thing is just a miserable pile of crap. But it's really technically impressive. It's very technically impressive. So it's incredible programming, bad design. Okay, now for Morrowind actually had a guy who understood how games work, Todd Howard. So Todd Howard came along and he's like, we're not going to have this procedural generation garbage. We're going to actually like craft a world. But honestly, Morrowind, even so, Morrowind is still like a very flawed game. It's a good game, but it's a very flawed game. There's a lot of like there's a lot of like rocks you can get stuck on. There's like a lot of incentive to just like cheese and like exploit. It's a good game, but it's a flawed game. Yeah, so like no one in the right mind plays Daggerfall. Everyone plays 3+. Now Oblivion is just as bad, if not worse. Oblivion is a very deeply flawed game. Oblivion might be the only game I know of where as you level up, you only get weaker. Like, Oblivion is awesome. I love Oblivion, but it is very deeply flawed. It is a very, very, very deeply flawed game. I love it. I love it to pieces. It's a truly one-of-a-kind, incredible video game, and it is very well designed, but it is also a very deeply flawed game. Now, Skyrim, I think, is the best. Skyrim, I think, is the one where they got it right. But it's still really buggy, and there's like other issues with Skyrim. But that's the thing about the Elder Scrolls series, right? It's this like masterpiece series, this like landmark masterpiece series, but it is a very deeply flawed series. But it's so iconic that it just like doesn't matter. And I love those games. Skyrim in particular, I love. Skyrim in particular, I absolutely adore. Like, I've played Skyrim so many times, and it just gets better every time I play it. Because, like, there's so much stuff you can do on Legendary. So I only play on max difficulty for those games. So if I'm playing Morrowind, I set it all the way to max difficulty. And if I'm playing Oblivion, I set it all the way to max difficulty. And that's the thing about Oblivion, though. I will say that about Oblivion. If you're playing it on max difficulty, it's really awesome. It's a really insanely good game if you're playing it on max difficulty. Because then you have to like push it to the absolute limit. You have to do everything right to beat it on max difficulty. You have to have literally all of your ducks in a row to beat it on max difficulty. It's like really awesome. Skyrim is pretty similar too. So they're actually good games. That's the thing, is that they're deeply flawed games, but like they show mastery over the game design art. Because like they're designed to be beaten on max difficulty. You totally can. You absolutely can. Like, Todd Howard saw that, and he's like, I want people to be able to beat these games on max difficulty. Oblivion, probably the least. No, I think the lore gets better. I think Skyrim's lore is actually really good. Well, okay, I think Oblivion probably has the best lore total. I think all things considered, Oblivion is the best lore. Because, like, at the end of Oblivion, the lore reveal is that, Lorcan, or is it Talos or Lorcan is a Daedric prince. I think that's really awesome. That's like my favorite reveal in like any video game ever. So I do have to admit I love that. I think Morrowind's lore is a little overstated. I think it is good, but I think people are like too crazy about it. I think it's not as good as Oblivion. I think Oblivion is more like psychological. It's more like thinking. It's more like big brain thinking mode type stuff. And I think Skyrim is underrated too. I think Skyrim lore is also underrated. But I definitely like Dagothur. Dagothur is really awesome. The whole plot with the dwarves and the disappearance of the Dwemer is really cool. Just all that stuff. Yeah, so Morrowind is really great. Definitely. Don't get it twisted. I love Morrowind. I don't know when I'm going to play Morrowind again, though. I think that's not going to be for a while. I think Morrowind's not going to be on the table for a long time, though, is the thing about Morrowind. I think that's the only thing about Morrowind, is it's just not going to be on the table for a long time. What to do? Oh, okay, well, I'm doing like twice as much with Sol Ray here. I definitely think Oblivion has way better lore. The problem with Oblivion is no one knows Oblivion's lore because the game is too difficult. Because no one's ever actually beaten Oblivion. Because actually beating Oblivion is really awful. It's like actually really, really awful to beat Oblivion. You have to have a character that's specifically prepared to beat the game. For you, like most people are like screwing around, like doing Dark Brotherhood quests, and like they're never actually gonna so that's the issue with Oblivion lore. It's like it's impossible to know Oblivion lore if your game is like impossible to beat. And that's the issue with like when I was a kid, when I first played Oblivion when I was like 14, I had like about a 0% chance of beating the game. Like there was no way in hell that I was ever going to beat that game. And like it's so hilarious the misinformation that people have about Oblivion. About like Oblivion's leveling system and like the Oblivion characters and stuff. And like you go on the wiki and there's all this like insane misinformation about like how you're supposed to play Oblivion. And like how like optimal leveling and stuff. It's like totally insane. It's like the wackiest thing ever. Like it's just insanely bizarre and wacky. How much misinformation there is about Oblivion, like leveling and Oblivion character design, and Oblivion like game design, and Oblivion like what's possible and what's not possible. You go on the wiki, and there's this like it's totally insane. You go on the wiki, and there's like, and this is something. So a fellow YouTuber of mine, and he's a friend of the channel. Frickin' what's his name again? Old Knight, the Old Knight. If you're watching Old Knight, glad to have you here. This guy is a genius at Oblivion. This guy knows like basically everything about Oblivion, inside and out. He's taught me basically everything I've ever known about Oblivion. And there's like some wiki article that he like dunks on in his videos where he's like the Oblivion, where there's like some wiki article that's like do everything backwards and wrong. Like that's what basically what the wiki article says. Like don't put all of your major skills, all the skills you want to use make as your minors, and all the skills you don't want to use put as your majors, and optimally level, so like maximize the number of stat points you get. It's like stat points are like mathematically worth nothing in Oblivion. And so it's like it's not clear who wrote that article. It's literally not clear who wrote that article. And the article includes no information about like mind controlling enemies, includes nothing about illusion magic. It's like one of the craziest things ever because it was either written by somebody who like literally didn't know what they were talking about, had no idea what they were talking about, or it was written by someone who actively maliciously wanted to spread misinformation about Oblivion. Like they wanted to mislead people about like how to like play Oblivion. It's like really wacky. It's like, and like look, I don't want to sit there and like put this person on blast too hard, but that's like the weirdest thing ever. Like what's going on with that? Like who wrote that article? Who wrote that article? Like and were they just like complete like, because the thing is I'm a master at Oblivion now too. I've beaten Oblivion like on max difficulty with like 10 different characters. And I kind of want to go back and do Oblivion max difficulty with on the remaster at some point. And so like you totally can do Oblivion max difficulty, but it's definitely not by power leveling. Usually it's not by leveling correctly or anything like that. Like that's like really dumb. Usually how you do Oblivion at max difficulty, and I have a whole guide series on it too, so if you want to learn more, there's an entire video series I have where I go over Oblivion at max difficulty with like 10 different characters. But the basic idea here is you like don't level up and you abuse like certain magic. Like you basically never level up and then you like abuse certain schools of overpowered magic, and that's how you really do Oblivion on max difficulty. So you have like mind control spells and invisibility spells. Or like poisons, you can do poisons too. Those are pretty good. Yeah, so there's some stuff you can do, and so I might stream Oblivion Remastered at some point too. That's another thing I probably should do is stream Oblivion Remastered, because it is pretty good. And there is some new stuff in the remaster. I don't think the remaster is like super insane, but there is some new stuff you can do in the remaster too. Definitely. So I could definitely do like a remaster character. And there's like new ways to like deal damage. So like the main issue with the original Oblivion is you like basically can't play a warrior. You essentially have to play as like a really broken wizard. That's like basically the only way to do anything is to play as like a really broken wizard, right? So, but in the remaster there is a way to play as like a warrior. There is in fact a way to play as a warrior in the remaster. And they buffed a bunch of the warrior skills, actually, so it's, like, actually pretty good to play as a warrior now. Ow. Freaking goofball. Dang you, Flame Lurker. What am I gonna do with you, Flame Lurker? freaking Flame Lurker. So yeah, like warrior, you can play as a, so in the remaster you can play as a warrior character, and there's probably a way to play as like a bow character, like a thief too in the remaster, which would be really awesome. So you can definitely play as a thief in the remaster too. That'd be pretty cool. And you could play as a I think I don't know if they buffed a bunch of spells or something. No, you can play Oblivion as every class. The thing is, you have to stay low level, and you have to do like really specific stuff to be a warrior. You have to abuse like greater powers and stuff. It is possible. It is possible to abuse greater powers in Oblivion. But I'm like a crazy weirdo, so like obviously I don't actually recommend playing Oblivion on max difficulty unless you like really want to. I'm like a hype beast. I'm like oh yeah, max difficulty Oblivion. Look at how cool I am. Like that's me. So like I don't necessarily say that's the best way to enjoy Oblivion. That's the way that I've enjoyed Oblivion. Oh shoot. Oh, he did hit me there. Why is he not getting stuck? He should be getting stuck here. Ow! Freaking Flame Lurker, man. Okay. Boom. Oh, that's a really good question, actually. As far as Thieves Ring, probably not. Like, I don't really need it. It's like, it is good, but I probably don't actually really need it at this point. Like, I could totally do Thieves Ring, though, absolutely. And then, as far as, like, my favorite class in RPG, that's a really good question. That's, like, legitimately a really good question. Honestly, non-scaling is one of my more interesting ways of doing things. I do love non-scaling, but it's usually not in most games. It's only kind of it's pretty much only a Dark Souls thing, but I do love it. So like a non-scaling character, like a knight character who has like fire weapons and stuff. I think that's really cool. When I was a kid, I played a druid in World of Warcraft, so that's one thing I did do. But I think, honestly, I don't know. That's a really good question, because games aren't really consistent with the type of, like, character, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's probably a wizard, probably. Like a mage wizard type deal, something like that. I guess Paladin's pretty okay, too. Let me think here, right? So, like, when I was a kid, right? When I was a little kid, my favorite class in any game ever was... Oh, you like Paladin? That's pretty cool. My favorite, like, so when I was a little kid, and I remember watching my uncle play Final Fantasy VI, and there's a character called a machinist, right? And so he uses, like, special machine tools that have, like, unique properties, and I really liked that. That was like a really fun character that I really enjoyed. Was that machinist class when I was a kid.
Be careful.
And he's basically just a warrior, but he had like special attacks that they did certain things. Most of them were not very good. Most of them were actually very useless. But mad respect for that character class. But it doesn't show up in most games. That's the sort of thing that I think should be in more games, like a clockwork. Like a guy with like clockwork goons, you know, or like does crossbow stuff. I think that's honestly probably really legit. Like I love crossbows, but most games don't really do crossbow type stuff. And then in World of Warcraft more recently, I played as an evoker, so it's like a dragon sorcerer. So it's basically a sorcerer essentially. It's kind of similar to a sorcerer, but like dragon powers instead of something else. And then And then when I played League of Legends, I mostly would play as like a wizard type character. Like I played AP Kaisa, was what I used to play. So I play as like a super long range like wizard who like blasts people from like a million miles away and stuff. And that was really fun. And then in Oblivion, my favorite type of character is like an illusionist who like mind controls people. And then in like Divinity Original Sin, I played like I like playing as like a summoner. I guess maybe a summoner. Summoners are pretty cool. Summoner type stuff, you know, like summoning familiars, skeletons, stuff like that, right? Anything that like summons pets, I'm pretty down with. That doesn't obviously appear in this game. Like, there's no like summoner class in this game. But yeah, you know, I'm not like super. I don't know. That's the thing is, as I get older, I get less like attached to specific like archetypes. I guess I don't know what it is per se, but it feels like as I get older, it's like less important to me. For like the type of character. Let me think. Well, when I played Diablo, I played as a necromancer, right? Like that's the first thing I played when I was a kid. As like Diablo, like necromancer, right? So like World of Warcraft druid. That was my thing. I played as a druid in World of Warcraft. I wanted to play as a moonkin. So I guess yeah, like a weird like wizard type deal. I guess the thing. Those are good times. So I played as like a balanced druid. Like I played as like a spellcasting druid, which is really terrible. Like really, really abysmally awful back in the day. I don't know, some kind of weirdo spellcaster, I guess. I guess spellcasting is probably my deal. I think in the grand scheme of things, spellcasting is probably my deal. So how many times have I beaten Allant? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is 4. So we have this run, we have this this pass through the game, and then we're almost done. So we should be done in the next couple streams. Have Soul Thirst ready? Yeah, I do. And then like my favorite Pokemon is like a fire type, I guess. Like I like fire. Oh no, I like psychic types. Yeah, I'm probably a wizard guy, really. When you really think about it, I'm probably just like a full-blown wizard guy. Is the thing. I think maybe as I play more games, like every game is a little different, so like, you know, so it's not consistent. But probably I'm a wizard guy. At my very core, I'm probably just like a full-blown wizard guy. It's probably what's really going on with me. Just like a full-blown hardcore wizard guy. Like that's fine. Like a lot of people like warriors and stuff. Not me. I'm pretty sure I'm like a wizard guy at my core. But I'm like a weirdo wizard guy. I'm not like a where is, oh, did I already eat the soul of the boss? See, why is this guy worth so little? Like, this guy is worth so little compared to these other bosses. Anyway, whatever. Even with Soul Thirst, that guy's worth so little. I think that's me to a T. Definitely, is like a wizard. I guess he's weird. I don't know what's up with that. He's worth like nothing. I'm not sure why he's worth so little. So it's like weird. Why is he worth so little? He's like worth weight. He's worth like half as much as Flame Lurker. I don't have enough. Need one more. He's worth like half as much as he should be. He's like bugged or something, and they didn't like calculate his. They didn't calculate his stats correctly or whatever. And so like he should be worth like twice as much, basically. Oh, I need anti-magic field for this. I very much need anti-magic field for this. Remember Miracle? Where is it? Anti-magic field. Okay, cool. I don't even need to unattune stuff. And then I need... Oh, this part sucks. Gotta do this part. Everyone's favorite part of the game, this part. My favorite part of the game, this part. This frickin' part. You know what? I'll give this game... Like, it is really awesome that a faith intelligence character is optimal in this game. I actually really appreciate that. Most games don't have the cojones to make a character like this fun.
I had to make it.
Like most characters don't have, most games don't have what it takes to make a character like this fun. This character is actually like really, like no other Souls game lets you do this. This is like the one Souls game, and it's really Talisman of Beasts in a lot of ways. Like Phosphorescent Pole and Talisman of Beasts and stuff. But no, this character has actually been really awesome to play. Really super unique in the Souls game sense. Where you go magic and then you go faith. Really awesome. I've had no shortage of fun with this character. I get to be like a cool like sorcerer faith guy. Like the ultimate wizard or something. Like this is never good in any, like there's no point in going both int and faith in any other Souls game. This is like the one Souls game where this is awesome. Literally every other Souls game, this would be bad. If I was playing any other Souls game, this would be terrible. This would be like something you never would want to do under any circumstances. Because there's no point in having both. Honestly, faith is pretty bad in most Souls games. Faith is pretty bad in most Souls games, right? And like on top of that, you don't get it. You don't. Oh, well, shoot. Oh yeah, I need to go all the way to the end here. Yeah, and the humble. Yeah, exactly. Faith Wizard versus Squidman and the humble Chad. I love the Squidman for sure. We love Squidman in this house. This is Squidman Appreciation Club. That's actually what I should call the stream. The Squidman Appreciation Club. Oh, and I'm working on the Taylor Swift Humble Servant fan cam. So look forward to that in the next couple days when I finally when I get it together, because I have basically all the pieces in place. I just need to cut it together and then full send it. Cut it into a Tic Tac. Yep, exactly. So look forward to that. Yeah, it's gonna disappoint. Whatever expectations you have, set them lower. Make sure to do that. Do yourself the favor of expecting very little in terms of quality, but I definitely have it. Also, it might get copyright strike too, because I'm going to try to use part of a Taylor Swift song for it. But we'll still try. And Father, work wizard from Monday to Saturday. Yeah, we got to get that wizard business in place for sure. That's what it's the faith wizarding. We're playing as like this character is actually really unique, yeah. Like nobody gets to do this in any games at all. This is like actually really awesome. Like when is the last time you saw like a priest wizard? Like some kind of like cleric priest wizard, and I got the drip too. I got the phosphorescent pole. Like look at this drip. Look at this hardcore drip. I'm like dripped out too. Like honestly, this character is like class. Like, I'm dripped out. I should take off my bow and arrow, though. I should take off my arrows. Because I don't really do that. Let's just, there we go. This character is, like, hardcore dripped out. Like, hardcore dripped out. 100%. This is, like, the full drip. This is the full, like, magic. Like, what even is this? Like, actually, this is pretty cool. I like this. Now that I think about it. This character is actually really dope. I'm actually all about it, it turns out. I'm like all about it. Honestly, this is the coolest character I think I've ever done in any Souls game ever. Because I think back and I think the best. The optimal character for Dark Souls 1 is like a warrior wizard. Like you're half wizard, half warrior. And like I guess that's kind of similar to this character. And then the optimal character for Dark Souls 2 is like a spellblade, like a guy who like has like a rapier, and like enchants it. That's like the optimal character for Dark Souls 2. And then the optimal character for Dark Souls 3 is like a brick, like just like a tank. Like that's the optimal Dark Souls with like swords. Yeah, Holy Warlock. It is like a Holy Warlock. It really is. It's actually pretty awesome. It's like this needs to be a thing in more games. Whatever is going on here needs to be in more games. It's like a D&D character that casts both spells, and miracles or something. Like, this needs to be more of a thing, for sure. Hold up, we'll spend some souls real quick here. Hello, baby girl. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Excuse me, Ryan. That's not appropriate. That's not appropriate work. That's inappropriate work conduct. We gotta be careful with that. We gotta be professional. That's my coworker, so I gotta be professional. That's the thing. I gotta be professional with my coworker. Very important that I be professional with my coworkers here and not call them baby girl. Very inappropriate. HR is gonna have a talk with me over that one. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're playing Demon Souls. She is kind of baby girl if you think about it. That particular character. See, it's funny because the suggestion is that that's my coworker when I'm playing a video game. That's the bit there. The DM will not allow. Yeah, the DM won't let you. Like, the DM's like, where are you getting all these points from, sir? Where are you getting all these points from, sir? We don't know. I think maybe it's a little trick called soul thirst. It's a little bit of that soul thirsting. We got the silver gloves on. Silver gloves, check. Ring of Avarice, check. Soul thirst, check. We got it all. That's what's going on here. Why do I have Water Veil attuned? Why do I have Water Veil attuned? The DM will be like, no, you can't do that. The DM will shut you down. You'll be like, I want to play as like a character that does everything. All the time. And the DM will be like, no. Although I guess that's the beauty of New Game Plus, huh? Like, when it really comes down to it, you really do get to pick and choose all the best stuff. You really do get to pick and choose all of the best stuff and use all of it. I love the phosphorescent pole, for example. This thing is freaking awesome. I love the Adjudicator Shield. I love the phosphorescent pole. I love Talisman of Beasts. It's all there. It's all there. And we don't even need very much stamina either. That's the crazy thing. I think as like any other type of character, we need way more stamina. We would need like way more stamina to make it like work. DM Dave. I mean, like, isn't the DM Dave like the one guy who the subway guy? Shoot, never mind. Sorry, I think that's Jared. That was his name is why I don't know why I thought his name was Dave. It's not Dave. That's Jared. See, I can't even eat Subway anymore because of my gluten intolerance, unfortunately. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I thought the Subway guy was named Dave. I don't know what's up with that. Sorry, that's a completely out of left field. That's totally out of left field, and I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe I had like a stroke or something there. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. DM Dave, I get you. I think Dave is the Wendy's guy, actually. The guy who founded Wendy's. So I think I got some wires crossed there. Where I thought that was the Subway guy. But then when you say the Subway guy, you mean something very different than when you say the Wendy's guy. Because the guy who founded Wendy's is different than the Subway spokesman. Right? Like, that's the idea. That was the mistake I made right there. Okay, we're going to try Flame Toss against this guy, too. Honestly, I should have Fireball. Fireball's probably what I should have here. Oh, wait, we need to kill Humble. Oh, we need to do the best part of the run. What am I doing? We need to go talk to my favorite guy. What is a Demon Souls character without the humble servant? He's what makes it all worth it at the end of the day. Oh god. He's the reason for the season. Well, what even are we without the humble servant? What even are we without the humble servant? How could I possibly have forgotten? The best thing about the game. Oh god, oh god. This is like brutal. There we go. Oh, okay. No, it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I goofed up. I really killed the mood when I brought up the subway guy. I'm sorry. I think I was thinking of that joke from Smiling Friends, where they're like, where they have Jared Fogle as the Smiling Friends character for some reason. So there's like the boss is like calls them into the office and he's like, today you're gonna make Jared Fogle smile. And there's like Jared Fogle and he steps out of the shadows. And they're like, and then Charlie's like, oh, not cool, man, not cool. And then the joke is that it's not actually Jared Fogle. It's just them pretending. It's Gleb in a, or Gleb or whatever in a mask. And I think I was thinking of that, and then I got confused, or something about Wendy's and Jared Fogle or something. I got some wires crossed there. You know what? That's really on me. I shouldn't have done that. That's a real buzzkill. I think I really oh well. There's life for you. You gotta admit.
Stop.
At least we see like a really handsome guy right here. That's the thing is it's a shame when you talk about Jared Fogle, but we get a real beefcake right here. Oh wow, he can attack, really? At least we get to hang out with a real beefcake. At least we get to hang out with the real beefcake here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. We get to see those big rippling muscles. Bald head. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at those. Look at all 2 polygons on his model. You'll notice he like looks kind of flat. He looks like an old school like PC game character. Can I get him to attack me again? What is he? Does he still say stuff?
I won't.
No. Okay. He just go. He doesn't have his own. He doesn't have a new dialogue. Look at that. This is Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Oh. Oh. There's this glowy thing. I don't know what that is. Okay. Enough games. God, you love to see, you hate to see him go, but you love to watch him leave, don't you? You hate to see him go, but you just love to watch him leave. Oh yeah. Bro's going off script. I know this. Well, this guy is like, look, like I'm between his legs right now, and that's where I want to be. I'm between this guy's legs right now, and that's really where I want to be. Look at that. Look at his shorts. Look at his like. Look at his Chad ass shorts. This guy is dressed so Chad. Like, look at his like Gandhi robe type deal. That like shows off tasteful skin. Like, look at the tasteful skin he's showing, in his like Silent Hill Gandhi robe thing, and then he's got those like baller ass shorts. And look at his like his ankle bracelets and wrist bracelets. Like look at like what a diva. Look at his belt too. Look at that like string belt. Like this guy is ready for the runway. Like I want to like this is what I want. This is my wildest fantasy right here. Oh yeah. Look at how great he is. Okay, anyway. We're okay. We're done with the self-indulgence of the humble servant right there. We can have a chat with the humble servant later. But yeah, that was great. It was awesome. Okay. Yeah, dude. Honestly, well, that's the funny thing is if you see like a guy on a runway now, that's what they really look like. That's like what he really does look like a male model. Like with that tasteful skin showing and everything. Like at his abs, his cut abs. or whatever. Like, he really is giving off, like, male model realness, you know? Oh, well, you know, one man's ankle bracelets or another man's prison chains or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's haute couture. You know, like, it's a statement. It's statement wear. You know? Like, it's giving is what it is. It's giving. It really is giving. That's what it is. Like, you see that and you're like, oh my god, it's giving. Like he's like a sexy prisoner. Like, that's what's going on. It's like a sexy, like ripped, like, prisoner. Like, sexy, bald, ripped prisoner. Like a Jason Statham, but in prison. But like wretched in prison. Like a gross, wretched, imprisoned, but like still sexy Jason Statham. Like, that's what's going on with him. Like, he's like a sexy Gandhi, like a disgusting, wretched, sexy Gandhi Jason Statham. But like in prison. And so his like wrist shackles and stuff, those are statement pieces. Those aren't connected to any chains. You know, those are statement pieces is what they are. That's really what's going on. Like, just the serve. Like, just the serve on this guy. This guy, like, does nothing but serve, is for sure what's going on. Like, look at that realness. Like, look at, and he, like, the tasteful skin. Like I said, the tasteful skin is really where the line is drawn. Because if it wasn't for the tasteful skin, he would not be anywhere near as hot. I think because he's willing to put out a little bit, that's what makes him so hot. I think you really need him to put out a little bit, and that's what really makes him so hot. Let's try this. I think that's what makes him so sexy, and why the girls, including Taylor Swift, are so crazy about him. Oh, this is bad. I think I need to try fire. Let's try fire. Honestly, I could probably just anti-magic field. Just, like, call it a day. Oh, okay, that's okay. I'm gonna anti-magic field her, actually. I'm, like, done with this. This is, like, not it. Oh, wrong one. Ow. Yeah, it's better. Sucks to say, but it's better. Wrong one. Oh, come on. This is like a really weird placement of... Okay. I'm actually about this. Oh, exactly. Well, it's all about serve. It's all about the serve, you know? Like, he's a slave to fashion, that's for sure. Like, that's the statement he's making. Like, he's not a slave, but he's a slave to fashion. He's a slave to, like, looking good, is what he is. He's a slave to looking good. Oh, God, ow. Luckily, they can't fire on me. He's a slave to looking good. That's the thing. He's absolutely a slave to looking good. Oh, no, I can't. No, I goofed up, but I can't soul thirst. I know, shame indeed. No, I goofed up, but I can't soul thirst. No. Oh, they're not going to let me into the dugout after that one. Oh, they're never gonna let me into the dugout again after that one. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable that I forgot about that again. Oh, whatever. We carry on. We carry on in spite of our failings there. It's all right. It's okay. It's just fine, is what it is. It's just the way it is sometimes. What was I saying again? Yeah, I mean the serve is just unbelievable. He is serving humble servant realness for sure. Like Like imagine, like that's like the guy you see. Like honestly, it's a subversion. That's what's so crazy about it, is it's a subversion. That's what gets me about the humble servant so much, is it's a subversion. He's not just the humble servant. He's like a subversion of like the male model identity, you know? Where it's like you have the male model and it's all like an image, you know? But the humble servant is like all image. You know, it's like all appearances, you know? It's like effort without effort, you know? Like he's trying, he's like totally putting in effort, you know? Like you can see his stomach muscles, and like you understand that he's like he's like really hot, right? But then he like also puts on like the whole like dirty, disgusting, wretched persona. You know, like the Silent Hill look. And that's really what it comes down to. You know? Like that's the thing about the humble servant at the end of the day. Is it's all about the subversion of the male model identity. You know, like he is absolutely a male model. But he has to put on like a little bit of that extra like oomph, you know? Like it's like he's got to give that Tower of Latria energy to the whole thing. Oh, it's 8 p.m. right now. I'm in Utah. I'm in SLC, Utah. We need that hardcore he's so hardcore. Definitely. The humble servant's really hardcore for sure. Definitely. Really, I mean that's the thing, is it's like, you know, you could see him 1 minute on the runway, and then the next minute you could see him wretchedly you know, reviving the doll demon. You know, like that's the thing. It's like you know how like usually like in fashion it's like, you know, it's like 1 minute on the runway and then 1 minute in like a business meeting, and then the next minute he's on like the tennis court, right? Like that's like the humble servant's deal, is like 1 minute he's on the runway, and then the next minute he's like reviving the doll demon and like begging for his life and like lying to you. And that's really what makes him so like magnetic. Like I think that's really why he's a sex symbol as much as the humble servant is because he's like a fantasy, he's like a dark academia. He's like a dark academia version of a male model like trope. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it comes down to, and that's why he's such a sex symbol, I think. Why he's like the modern, like the sex symbol of like the 2000s, the mid-aughts or whatever. Is just like that like humble servant realness. You know, like he's unscrupulous. You know? Like not like really unscrupulous, but he's willing to lie for the doll demon. You know, like he's cowardly and oafish, and so he won't tell you. Oh, is it 5? Oh, you're in England? Yeah, sorry. I'm keeping you up. It's a decent time though. It's a decent time to stream because I can get, because it's morning time in Australia and New Zealand. So like I'll get a few people from Australia and New Zealand, and then it's the afternoon. It's like 8 p.m. in America. It's like 7 to 9 p.m. in America. And then it's like in the middle of the night in Europe. Or it's like a super early in the morning. No, wait, what time is it in Australia right now then? Or it's late, or it's early afternoon in Australia. It's like 7 hours behind. Or no. Isn't it ahead? See, I don't know. Maybe it's really early in England, I guess. The humble servant? Yeah, absolutely. Everyone wants a humble servant. That's true. That's the thing, is he's the modern picture of masculinity. Like cowardly, dirty. You're England, or you're Europe or England, I take it? You must be England, right? Or are you from Australia? Because I think people in my chat are always like they're from England. It's 5 a.m. in England right now, right? It's like super late in the night or super early in the morning in England, right? Or like maybe like, I don't know, like Ireland or something, I don't know. Spain? I think maybe it's like 4 a.m. in England right now. No, it's not. Okay, so you're from Denmark. You're probably from Denmark, aren't you? Is it 5 hours ahead? Well, because people are always complaining to me that it's the middle of the night in the UK. So like I'll get people in my chat who are like, "Oh yeah, it's the middle of the night in the UK," and they're like up way too late, and they're in my stream chat. So you're probably from Denmark, I guess then, Norway, something like that. Netherlands, Der Nederlander. Yeah, of course. I don't know Spain. There's a lot of countries to guess. Germany, Spain. I think it's. I mean, Italy. Italy's a place. Poland. Oh, you know what? Maybe are you Poland, Ukrainian, something like that? Like that's also a possibility too. I guess. But I think it might be earlier in the morning there, right? Because that's like way to the east. Oop. Oh, so wait, are you Australia then, or it's 5 a.m. Are you in the Middle East? Are you like from Saudi Arabia or something like that? Because I'll get every once in a while I'll get people from like Saudi Arabia and stuff. I used to stream in the mornings a long time ago, and I get people from like Saudi Arabia and stuff. Oh, Israel, I take it. That's what I assume, unless you're like from Jordan, like Jordan, Israel, Egypt. Egypt, I guess, is another option. I guess Iraq. I don't know. I don't think I've ever. Africa. Oh, okay. Algeria, really? Morocco? Oh, it must be Morocco, isn't it? It's Morocco, right? Because based on the time zone, it must be Morocco, right? That's pretty cool. I've actually never met somebody from Morocco. Oh, okay. I must be close though, right? Oh, Algeria. Okay, yeah, I'm way close. Or wait, no, that's somebody else. I must be close though, because it's 5 a.m., right? Gee, see, I don't know Northern Africa well enough. Are you? Wait, is it DRC or something? Is it like DRC? Now, Nigeria? How about Nigeria? Because that's definitely an option. That's really far to the west, right? Because I think it's like 4 a.m. in England right now. Wow, jeez. I guess I'll look at a map. Let's take a look at a map here. Because it should be. Where is it? Guinea-Bissau. I mean, there's so many countries. So we try. Are you from Tunisia? Let's see here. Where is it? Senegal, Cape Verde, Gambia, Guinea, Gabon. Where's Nigeria? Oh, Nigeria's right there. Oh, okay, yeah. Because there's is it? So I tried Morocco, and we tried Tunisia, Libya, or is it like Mauritania or something? See, I don't know Africa very well, to be honest with you. That's the thing. Is it? I don't know Africa particularly well. Like, I know like barely anything about Africa. Oh, I got it right. It's Guinea or something, or it's Mauritania. Is that what it was, Mauritania? Mauritania. Cool. Oh, Libya. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. Wow, that's really interesting. The Libya's not to be whenever we always associate it with political instability. I have to admit, which I know isn't fair, because it's just like a country like any other. But I've never met somebody from Libya. That's really cool. That's really awesome. I'm from Utah. So Utah is like it's a deserty place in the middle of it's a relatively deserty place in the middle of the United States, and there's like not very many people here. but it's on a mountain, so it's a relatively high elevation. That's really awesome. See, I need to do some reading on Libya. I know that there's like the two governments, right? There's like there's like two major governments or something. Yeah, see, that's really interesting. Not to be like, not to like put you on blast or whatever. That's super cool. So I need to do some research. See, you've got me excited because now I need to do some research on Libya. That's good. That's good to hear though. You got internet and stuff like that. That's actually really good to see that you're even like in this chat at all. That's like actually really awesome. Because of the thing is, right, whenever I think about Libya, right, obviously, like I said, political instability. Yeah. So it's like, it's good that at least you have like internet and stuff, you know? Like that's actually pretty cool that you have internet. Because whenever there's political instability, it's always like really worrisome. Stuff like that. Yeah, and obviously like Gaddafi. Like Muammar Gaddafi is like he's like really famous in America. For some reason. I don't know why Americans love or talk about Gaddafi so much. We literally talk about Gaddafi all the time. It's like really weird. Americans love talking about Gaddafi. There's nothing Americans love talking about more than Gaddafi. It's like actually really weird. It's like Gaddafi this, Gaddafi that, over and over and over again here in America. I don't know why. Like I swear I've heard nothing but I've heard so much about Gaddafi. It's like actually the weird. I've read so many like things about Gaddafi here in America, but I don't know that much about him. Yes, I'm familiar with but it's like really weird. He's like really famous here. He's like very, very, very famous here. The thing is, Africa. There's a lot of dictators in Africa, you know, like or there has been in the past, right? There's like tons of dictators, but Gaddafi is like the most famous for some reason. Gaddafi is like the most famous guy. For some reason, I don't know. It's like actually really weird. How much we hear about Gaddafi here. It's like you watch YouTube videos and it'll be like Gaddafi this, Gaddafi that, and then you'll turn on the news and they'll be like talking about Gaddafi or something. It's like really weird. It's like the weirdest thing. But that was a long time ago. That was like what, 20 or 30 years ago, I think. He's been dead for at least 20 years, right? I think. See, I don't know. He died in the 90s or something, or was it early 2000s? I don't even know. That was, yeah, so it's like really weird. It's like really, really, really stinking weird. How much we hear about Gaddafi here. He's like a joke. Like when people talk about dictators, they talk about Gaddafi. They mentioned like when you talk about Gaddafi, like, or when you talk about dictators, Gaddafi is like the #1 guy for some reason in America. It's like really weird. It's like always Gaddafi. That's like the dictator, I guess, in our culture. He's like the model dictator or something, like the quintessential dictator, something weird like that. It's like really strange. It's like very, very, very strange. And that's all you ever hear about Libya. But it's interesting because it's a... Yes. Well, to be fair, in the 90s, the lots of Africa, or their like the post like China and stuff didn't have computers until like the 90s and stuff like that. So it's like it's the globalization trend has been towards that kind of thing. It's actually like a lot of globalization has happened since the 90s. Oh really? Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. I thought he was opposed in the 90s. See, that's the thing, is I know about him, but I don't actually know anything about him, you know? Like, I'm familiar with him as like a concept, but then I don't actually know anything. Oh, wrong. Okay, one more guy. Hopefully I killed them all. Hopefully that's the last one. I'm pretty sure that's the last one. The heart should be down. In 2011, huh? Jeez. Because he's involved in some other wars on the continent, too. There was like some other war with some other dictator that involved Libyan troops or something like that. It's like really weird. And Putin liked him. Vladimir Putin liked him. That was one of the things is that Vladimir Putin liked Gaddafi. So it's like weird. So it's like there's something I was reading a while ago about how about for the same reason why what's his face stupid whatever his dumb name was. Yeah, well, that's what's his dumb name? The guy that the former dictator of Syria. So like Bashar al-Assad. So like Putin really liked Assad because he was afraid that he would go the way of Gaddafi. And so Putin like protected Assad or whatever. And so that's like one of the things that you read in the media about Putin and Assad and stuff. And so when Assad fell, it was not a surprise that Assad fled to Russia like almost instantly. Assad and all of his like his loyalists, all of his like generals and stuff fled to whatever it's called. Fled to Russia, yeah. So it's like not a surprise. It's like the weird thing about it, yeah. But it's one of those places where we don't know anything about it anymore. We Americans don't know anything about Algeria. Like we literally know nothing about Algeria at all. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Algeria. Like in my whole life, I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Algeria. Except for a picture of Gaddafi. I've seen a picture of Gaddafi. That's like it. So it's like really weird. It's like really weird. I've never seen a film about Algeria at all either. Yes, well it's really good. Yeah, it's good to hear. Because you never know. Because there's like two competing governments, right? It's like really bizarre. There's like two competing governments, right? Or Libya. Because there's a conflict between what is it? Yeah, like if you look it up on English, it's like, is it safe to go to Libya? Like that's like the first question that people have. It's like really weird. So is there two governments? What's the deal with the government? Whoa, cool. Yemnamin. Unitary Republic under Provisional Government, JNU, Chairman of the Presidential Mohammed. I thought there was like two competing governments, right? Or is there only one government right now? There's like two governments or something. Are you in the official half? I'm sorry. I'm like really curious now because I've never met someone from Libya before in my life. Sorry, I don't want to be rude. This is like really fascinating to me though. Are you in the GNU side? Do you live in the GNU? Do you live in the do you live in the provision? Do you live under the provisional government, or do you live in the same place as the or do you live in one of the rebel places or whatever? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude. You'll have to forgive me. This is one of those things where like we literally know nothing. We literally know nothing about the place you come from. Like absolutely nothing. I know absolutely nothing about Libya. It's like really fascinating to me. Sorry. I'm trying to focus on the game here. You'll have to forgive me. Oop. You'll have to forgive me. Oop. Ow. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Boom. Ow. Uh-oh. See, I'm a nosy guy. That's the thing about me. I'm a real nosy guy. You have to forgive me. See, I've met people from Denmark. You know Denmark, right? In Northern Europe. I've met people from Denmark. I've met people from England. I've met a bunch of people from England. I've met a few Israelis. I haven't met very many Israelis, but I've met a few. I've met people from Iraq and stuff like that, but I've never ever met someone from Algeria or Libya, or North Africa for that matter at all. I don't think I've ever even met an Egyptian. I've met lots of people from India. There's a lot of people from India here too. A lot of people from Korea. Oh shoot! Ah, fudge! Stinking heck. Met a lot of people from India. There's a ton of people from India and like Korea here and stuff like that, like where I live especially. It's very common, but not North Africa. Not North Africa at all. There's like no Egyptians here or anything like that. No, nothing like that. So it's really fascinating to me. This freaking boss. This freaking boss. See, Utah. It's a really interesting place because, it's like not a big city. It's kind of something. It's actually really interesting because the kind of place I come from, you'll never see in movies. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. No, I get you. You don't want to have like an opinion on that stuff. It's fine. That's the thing is like I wouldn't tell you my opinion about the political situation in this country. Let me put it that way, right? Like I get it. I understand completely. Like I have an opinion about the political situation in this country and I'm not going to tell you it. Basically. So, like I understand that. That's totally fine. It's more curiosity. I can look that stuff up myself if I really want to. But the place I come from is relatively interesting because it's like if you watch a movie, right? You'll see like maybe like Spider-Man or something, right? He lives in a big city, you know? And then like maybe you'll watch like a movie where they live in like the country or something, right? Where they live in like a place with like horses and stuff like that, right? Well, I live in a place that's kind of in between. There aren't many it's not the kind of thing you see on the movies. Where I live in a relatively large size, or not large size cities, but I live in a city, but it's like a really small one. And so like usually, oh shoot. Usually when you see stuff about America, it's either in like a small town, like a little tiny town, or like you know, the country or whatever, or it takes place in like a big city, and I live somewhere kind of in between. And so it's a really fascinating place, very beautiful place. Actually, if you want to come somewhere to America, it's not bad. It's not a bad place to come, because we got lots of really cool stuff here. We got like old rocks and stuff. We got ancient ruins, stuff like that from like the Native Americans. That's really cool. Some really cool stuff there. We got red rocks. You can ski here. That's the thing that a lot of people come here for, is the mountains. We got snow-covered mountains. Really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. So you can come here. So if you're from the north, if you're from like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, if you're from you know, like some place that's like cold, you can come here and you can go to the desert, and it's really cool. And if you're from someplace hot and it's Utah. It's a UTAH, Utah. It's not super well known out of the United States, but it's a really nice place to visit. It's I'll type it in the chat. called Utah. It's famous for the religious sect, for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is like a modern Christian sect here in the United States. Very famous. It's most famous for that, I think, probably overall. But we have like lots of really cool stuff. I myself am not a Mormon. But I grew up with Mormons and stuff like that. It's very normal to me. I'm like accustomed to it very much. Well, a lot of stuff is they shoot movies here and stuff like that. You know, like whenever they show Texas in a movie, it's actually probably Utah. Whenever they're like, "Oh, this takes place in Texas, partner," it's probably Utah actually, or someplace or someplace close by. Because it's very iconic. The scenery is very iconic here. It's a very beautiful place. Hmm. You probably have heard the name before. Actually, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Relatively famous. Where's my souls? Oh, I died to the guy. I died to the stupid man-eater, or to the snake, or the squid man. Yes, exactly. That's exactly correct. Yeah, you got it. In like Fallout New Vegas, it appears in Fallout New Vegas and stuff too. There's a giant salty lake. There's like a big old salty lake here called the Great Salt Lake. Very famous. Very famous. Whoa. Sweet. Okay. Where is he? There he is. He's like stuck. Oh shoot. You're probably really young, I take it, right? You're a really young guy. You're like, let me guess, you're like 20 or something. You're like 18 or 20, aren't you? I take it. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old. Whoa. Oh wow, you're like 18? That's not a surprise to me. You come off as being a really young guy. Oh, 20? Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. About sixes. That's pretty cool. I'm 30. I'm like 30. I'll be 31 in... What, Ow. I'll be 31 in like a couple weeks. I'm getting old, unfortunately. There you go. What happens? Happens to the best of us, you know. Okay. Boom. Soul thirsted up. That's pretty cool. See, I get a lot of young people in my chat. That's actually the most fascinating thing. It's like I play games that like I was like young. I was like your age when this game was new. Or yeah, I was like your age when this game. I was younger than you are now when this game was new. So it's like really fascinating where I'm like playing Dark Souls 2. And it's like I'm like talking to a 21-year-old guy and I'm like, it's like so weird to me because it's like this game was new when I was your age. It's like really fascinating. Okay, I think we killed the boss here. So I'm amazing. It's amazing to me that there's so many young people interested in these games. It's like actually really amazing to me. We need more. We need more. Okay, and then we go Faith. Okay, and then we kill what's his face. Then we kill Old Monk. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of considered old where I am. I guess it really isn't. But, that's sort of the impression you get. Is that it's like, I don't know. It feels a little old here, for sure. I'm starting to feel my age a little tiny bit. Just a little tiny bit, not like crazy. But I definitely am getting younger, that's for sure. That's the one thing I'll say, is I'm not getting younger. That's the one thing I will say, is I'm not getting younger. Unfortunately. Oh well, you know, it happens. How it is. It's the price you pay, huh? Yeah, go ahead, ask me any question. I don't really care. It's fine. I'll let you know if it's a question you can't ask. I'm single, basically. Essentially, yes. I'm essentially single. There is a girl I fancy though. There's a woman I fancy. She's about my age. Maybe maybe I'll get married to her someday, but not today. I have too much stuff to do right now. I haven't seen her in many years. It's been about 10 years since I saw her last. So I'm basically not married, but like a little tiny bit I consider myself married, but I'm essentially not. But I'm not going to date any other girls than her. That's the only woman for me. But it's been a long time since I've seen her. It's been a very long time since I've seen her. She's a lawyer, I believe. She's a lawyer in New York or something like that. But it's been so long since I've seen her that I don't even know. Let's try this. Oh, it's even worse. Boo. It's tough to get married here. You have to make a lot of money. Or, well, I wouldn't say it's like tough to get married here, but like, it's like really tough because you don't want to be poor. Having kids costs like so much money that it's like you're either cool with being poor, which some people are. Some people have kids and they're still poor, but a lot of people don't. So people aren't having as many kids in these days out here because probably this is going to happen in all countries. But people aren't having as much kids out here because most people don't want to be poor. So like you either have kids young and then you are poor forever, with some exceptions, or you have kids late and then you're not as poor. And that's sort of the idea. But you know, I mean, not saying there's anything wrong with being poor, but it's just tough. That's interesting. That's yeah, like that's fine. Obviously, it's relatively common here for that kind of thing, where people will have relationships before they're married. But most of those don't go anywhere. Most of those are like just dead ends. So I'm not really as interested in that. Yeah. So like I'm not like necessarily opposed to people dating before they get married, but usually most of those don't go anywhere. Like statistically. So like most times when people are dating before marriage, it doesn't work. They split up after a while. So it's kind of the issue with that. So I'm not really interested in that. That doesn't really work for me personally. I'm interested in the marriage, right? Personally, but a lot of people in this country aren't, or they don't know that most relationships don't go anywhere. That's the thing. I think most Americans don't know that. They don't realize that in our country most relationships don't go anywhere. Cause for whatever reason. It's like it's a fascinating aspect of our culture. For better or for worse.
Are you... Be careful how... Normally, I had to make an exception.
Oh, in your country?
For the sake of...
Interesting. Yeah, it's not really a surprise. Yeah, it's actually well, I wouldn't say it's similar here, but there's a lot of like the thing is that there are a lot of men in this country who are married, but they won't be married for very long. Okay, that's the thing about this country is that like yes, technically more men are married in our country in America, but a lot of those marriages don't really go anywhere. So there's like a lot of people who are like dating or married to women, but those relationships don't go anywhere. It's actually probably relatively similar in our country to the situation in your country. Actually, believe it or not, there's probably a decent amount of similarity. It's just not as obvious what form it takes. So like I'm obviously unmarried because I don't have any money, and stuff like that, among other things. I have personal problems, you know, and someday I would like to get married, but you know, not today. Today I'm not going to get married for sure. Yes, her name is Caitlin. The woman who I want to marry, her name is Caitlin. But I haven't seen her in many years. It has been very many years since I last saw her. She's very pretty. Well, it's, you know, it depends. Probably yes, but it's just how it is. It's just how our culture works a little bit. It's not like it's just how it is. I don't necessarily think it's all that bad, but it varies from person to person. It's definitely not a good use of your time, for sure. Like whether or not it's good or bad for you, it's probably not a good use of your time. It's probably a waste of time because they don't go anywhere. Most of those relationships just don't go anywhere. Uh-oh. Shoot. Do I have grindstones? Shoot. That's okay. I actually don't need this weapon for this guy. Let's do this. I guess I can do a pay rapier. Let's try. We'll try a pay rapier here. Well, let's see. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. I think a lot of foreigners are interested in American dating life because, like, I think in most countries it works where it's like in a lot of countries you get married, you either get married or you're not dating, right? And America's kind of weird like that, but the thing about dating is it usually doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, maybe, hopefully. Hopefully, I sure hope so. But the thing about dating in the West is it doesn't go anywhere, so it's like really lame. It's like actually kind of really lame. It's a big waste of time. As far as I can tell, there's nothing really to it. essentially. It's very like one-dimensional. It's just people kind of wasting time, and the thing is they know that some of them know that it doesn't go anywhere, but a lot of them don't. A lot of Americans don't know that like most relationships are just dead ends, and there's a lot of like really like crappy dudes that that are like they don't really care, but we have like a whole system for that, so it's like fine or whatever. Oh. Like for me personally, like I said, like I don't know. Okay, drop the guy. It will go anywhere. Well, anime is weird. Anime is more like that, where it's supposed to last forever. Anime is more like they're married and they just don't know it yet, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's how anime is supposed to be. Most anime is not supposed to be, or anime is sort of like that, right? I mean, I think everybody kind of agrees that that's how it's supposed to go, right? That's even in our culture, right? That's kind of the irony. Is like in our culture, you have all this dating. It doesn't go anywhere. So in a lot of cases, it's sort of like in most cases it's supposed to be like you're just friends, right? Like that's sort of the idea in our culture. But in a lot of cases, it doesn't go that way. It's just weird. I think in Europe it's relatively similar to our country. I don't know. I've never been to Europe, and I'm not from Europe or anything like that, so I can't. No! No! Ah, boo. God. See, I died to Adjudicator too. That's so pathetic. But yeah, I had a girlfriend when I was like 14 or whatever, you know. But that was like whatever, you know. That was just how it is in this country or whatever. You know, like I went to like the dance with her or something, you know. There's some like high school thing. But I was never really serious. I didn't really know that was like serious type stuff. So it's just like whatever. It's just how our culture is, unfortunately. Or fortunately, or whatever. However you want to put that. Like I said, it's mostly the more there's a saying in English. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from there. That's for sure. I definitely understand that. There's a saying in English. It's the more things change, the more they stay the same. That's a saying in English, and what it means is things might appear different, but things might appear different, but they're not necessarily actually different, if that makes sense. So the idea being is that, like, our society, it like seems like it'd be really different from like other societies because of how we do dating, and in some ways it is, but in a lot of ways it's similar. It's not like we're like completely different. We do the way we do things differently is like superficial. In some ways. In some ways. That's controversial, I suppose. But there's a lot of aspects of our culture around dating that is not that different from other cultures. Like at the end of the day, it is very similar in some ways. But I do think that our system is effective. Believe it or not. That's like a controversial opinion too. But I actually think our system works, more or less. I don't think it's necessarily like the best system ever. I think there's a better way to do things, but I do think our system works more or less. I actually like our system. Because the thing is, I can choose not to, like, I don't have to, it's a waste, if it's a waste of time, I don't have to do it. Like, it doesn't actually matter. the thing is that if you're the right kind of guy, you will get the girl in the end, probably, I guess. So I guess it's a good system. You know, like I can sit there and say to myself, like, oh, I want to marry this girl, and there's a decent chance I'll get it. Oh, shoot. There's a decent chance I'll get her in the end. I don't have to worry about anything like that. It's like just whatever. It's a functional enough system. Well, I think that people more or less have been the same in many cases. There's a lot of similarities between people more generally. Like, we're all the same species, right, of people. So it's not really surprised that things would be the same wherever you go. It's not really... Things only appear very different because things are different enough that they appear really different. But in most respects, things are actually the same. Right? Like, you think about the concept of marriage. It's like every culture has a version of marriage, right? It's like an unmistakable component of human society, right? Like, we don't even have to think about it. It's just there. And so that's kind of the idea. Heal up. Okay. So you can roughly assume that the way Americans do things is probably relatively similar to the way other countries do things. Actually, would be my assessment. Believe it or not, it's just there are differences, but it's like they're subtle. See, I do not, like, I've known people my entire life who have participated in, like, American-style dating culture, and it doesn't really affect anything. It's like most of them aren't actually any more successful than me, which is, like, weird to say. So it's like, I have no dudes who've dated, like, tons and tons of women, and it's like they're no closer to marriage than I am, if that makes sense. I guess maybe they might be wealthier than me, which I suppose in that sense matters, but in most respects they're roughly the same place that I am. Only my friends who've actually gotten married are, like, successful. Like, I know a guy, and this is a friend of mine, this is a good friend of mine, but this guy has dated all kinds of women, right? He's dated tons and tons of women. But, you know, but at the end of the day, he's not any more married than I am. You know what I mean? Like, he's not any more married than I am. In fact, arguably, he's less married than I am, potentially. And there's a lot of guys like that in our culture. Where they, like, date and they don't get married. Oh. So, like, it, like, doesn't really... It's not really... It's just how it is. Weird, for sure, definitely. Very strange. I think in a lot of Asia and stuff, that's increasingly common, too. So I understand if you're like a non-American and you see, like, American movies and stuff, it's like really easy to, like, get distracted by how things are different, like I said. But they're really not, like I said, it's just the way it is. I think it's a good system. I think our system works very well. At least as far as dating is concerned. I actually like it. I think it's great. It gives me lots of time to focus on whatever I'm doing, which is really important. However we do things, it works, is in my opinion, basically. At least as far as that's concerned. Okay. Boom. Okay, now we go over here. I'm gonna end stream actually in like 2 seconds. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, dude. It's been fun chatting with you too. But I gotta end stream now. I gotta go to bed and stuff. I gotta do some stuff, go to bed, all that kind of stuff. So, have a good night. Or I guess it's morning where you are, right? So yeah, have a good morning. Once I teleport here, I'm gonna head out. And then next time we'll kill... Or no, I need... You know what? I need Fireball for this, actually. Hold on, let me get my spells right. I think maybe there'll be a stream tomorrow, or maybe not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet whether or not there's going to be a stream tomorrow. Yes, good morning indeed. Yes, it's 9 p.m. where I am. Okay, so... Homing Soul Arrow, Fireball. We'll go Soul Ray, I guess.
Be careful. Normally, I had to make...
Okay. So yeah, we'll do Fireball for this boss, because he's really weak to fire, actually. But anyway, we'll hit that when I stream again. Yep, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.